speaking of yay guns, one of us was 20 minutes late.
Yes.
So one of us has to do the recap that's not me for once.
I feel like it's really cruel to make me specifically do the recap on this one.
Somebody else suggested it. It wasn't my idea.
Okay.
I'm really proud of it because it wasn't my idea. I don't remember who. I didn't even plant the seed. Like, I could have, and I didn't.
Nice.
So... Mr. My computer takes 15 to 20 minutes to turn on.
It really does.
I mean, I'm giving you shit. Alex has the exact same problem. Like, she always has to turn her computer on like half an hour before the game.
I did not do that today.
You didn't? Oh, you just didn't turn it off last night.
No.
Well, I haven't turned mine off in 3 weeks, so... Same difference. Listen, I restart it once in a while when it crashes or Windows forces me to.
Oh, I mean, I'm not judging you. I turn off my computer when it freezes. So, yeah.
Hey, I've only had one hard drive that I can think of die on me. And it was an old hard drive. Like, it had a platter and all that, so... It wasn't like a solid state drive.
Yeah.
It made this fun grinding noise when it would spin up where it would like... I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good. I should get my files off of there. Unfortunately, I did not get my Dogecoin off of there. This was like 8 or 9 years ago. Back when like Dogecoin was a shitpost that was just given away for free on Reddit when you were shitposting before Elon Musk turned into a pump and dump. Oh man, I was so excited because I had a lot on there, but I also had like a little bit of Ethereum on an old, maybe that same hard drive.
Are you sure you couldn't like recover the?
I threw it away.
Oh
yeah, it was
okay.
Yeah,
unfortunate.
You never know these things; they just happen. Anyway, let's hear that recap.
All right. Well,
you've got 4 minutes and 44, 3, 2 seconds.
Okay. Fortune's Accord left Artavista in a semi-urgent manner, having captured Ozzy McBrennan, but being attacked by the bright Arthur Robbins, who it seems is behind the plots that Ozzy was involved in. So, with all roads pointing to Coerval, Fortune's Accord made its way to Coerval to investigate. Along the way, we ran into 2 merchants, or what we were told were merchants. Is it Janie and Jacoby Voyard? And we spoke to them, and all of a sudden they turned into the Iowa Stickmen people and attacked us, and we barely made it out of there. Well, most of us made it out of there. Most of us made it out of there fine, but Garrett almost died. And then we made it out to Coerval finally, and we spent the night. Things were fine. We stopped by the church, and things were okay there, although we did, I'm going to say we and not point to anyone in specific, may have promised money for information and had Frey have to deal with the outcome of that. And then we dropped by the Bastion to speak to the captain there, and he sent out word to figure out if we were telling the truth about being, about working with the Duchess in investigating the goings-on at Coerval. And once he heard back, it's a little unclear from who, but once he heard back, he mobilized all of his his grunts and minions and came after us, and we made it out of there by the skin of our teeth, thanks to some very clutch rocks from Frey to God damn it, which we used to spy. In the meantime, and in order to place those rocks, Umbra did die, and so we barely made it out of the inn before the officers made it there, before the Ducal guards made it there, and we did receive confirmation that they're working with Ozzy, and we made our way to the watermill in order to hide out, and while there, Rohan jumped into a freezing river and nearly died of hypothermia, but did catch a fish for Umbra and for everybody, so I didn't hear any thank yous for that, but that's fine. And then was forced to spend a day recuperating, and we ended at the end of that day, and I guess that's where we are now. And we got all of the information from the Bastion in the meantime, and we discovered some information about the Arcanist, and the fact that the guard duty around the Arcanist has been increased, and we are planning to go check out where that person is. So, I think that's where we're at. Did I miss anything important?
You did pretty good. You guys did stay another day there because Rowan needed spell slots back and could not get a good night's rest.
Because he almost froze to death.
Because he almost froze to death.
Getting a fish for the cat.
Getting a fish for the cat.
And for everybody.
One fish.
One fish.
One fish doesn't even feed a bird, as Alex has established.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Fine, next time I'll just leave you guys with the hardtack then.
Everyone
So-
got like one.
We would have preferred that!
Alex getting heated about you getting in there. So, as the dawn, it is Midwinane on the 21st of Frey Weeks. You had another day of rest and preparations, but it is a morning that it has stayed cold and overcast, but not much in the way of snow, so it's a little bit less than it has been, but not considerably so. And the plan, I believe, was for the party to leave at first light, as is tradition. When it's time for you guys to leave, but of course that is up to you. But I would ask unto you all, Rowan, Strieg, Frey, Garrett, and Mira. It is morning. What are you guys doing?
I am checking on Rohan to make sure that he didn't die in the middle of the night from extenuating frostbite and stuff.
I mean, I think Robert's gonna have to tell me if I died, but I assume I'm okay.
Wait a minute, let me real quick just... No. No, he's fine.
You know, make sure he didn't lose any toes, fingers, or any of that stuff.
No, like... He definitely, like... His face is probably still flush and just, you know... Physically, he's fine.
Yeah.
Mentally, might need to have a conversation about, you know, impulsiveness and trying to overly please your spirit cat.
Well, I think Rowan is avoiding Garrett's gaze.
I think Rowan's learned his lesson. Parenthetical, he has not learned his lesson.
No, definitely not. Rowan thinks this was a good idea. Everything worked out fine.
The party.
Even the cat told you it was a bad idea.
But the cat liked the fish.
I do
The
want to
cat said it was stupid.
I mean, yeah, the cat already thought I was stupid, but now the cat thinks that I'm nice, and
Now the
will
cat
be
thinks
nicer
you're
to me.
suicidally stupid.
I mean, yeah.
But yes,
That's
I did
true.
want to point out that extra day, I believe I pointed this out after the session last time, that that extra day waiting, well, you know roughly how long it takes to get from Artivishte to Coerval.
Yeah.
So
Well,
there are more guards now, I guess. But yeah, who has the earrings right now? If I remember correctly, it was Rohan and Frey last I heard.
Yeah. I think I would have taken it out once I surfaced from the.
Yeah, so at this point, it's whoever you guys want to have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frey would pass his off.
I mean, I guess if no one else wants it, I will take one of them.
Yeah, I'm not putting the other one in because I know that I'm just going to get lectured mentally.
Passively lectured.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
but in slightly in that vein, look, Rohan, now's probably not the best time to go into it, but you've had some really great ideas, and lately you've also had some interesting ideas. Mostly your ideas have been great, but you have just straight up drunk poison soup and dove into a freezing cold river. If there's something you need to talk about, you know, we could make some time to talk about some stuff, but
I was trying to solve problems in both of those situations, and
You
I solved
were.
the problems.
You were and you did. I was referring more to.
I'm not
Possible.
suicidal.
Oh, I've seen it before in people, so
I mean, that's fair. But, I'm not suicidal. I just won't let concern for my life stop me from solving a problem.
You know what? I fully understand that, seeing as how I have been, out of everyone in the group, the one who's almost died the most. So I certainly understand putting the solution ahead of your life. I just you know, if you need to talk or anything like that, I just want you to know that we are here for you.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank
All
you.
right.
I'm fine, but thank you.
Also, make sure you wrap your feet extra if we're gonna be doing any walking around today. You don't want to lose those toes.
Okay.
And give him a pat on the shoulder and walk off.
Great. Yeah, I'll wrap up my feet a little warmer, I guess.
I have to spend an awkward few minutes with the all the extra wrapping to get your boots on, but hey, it's better than the alternative.
Yeah.
All right, gang. What are you doing?
I think our next step was invisible air reconnaissance, right?
Yes, if I remember correctly.
All right. I will cast our spells.
Oh, wait! Before you do that, what exactly is our plan? Are we splitting up? Where exactly are we looking?
I think we should go together. I think probably to start, we were thinking that the Arcanist might be at the lumber mill. So maybe that's a place to start because it's like the only notable place of interest outside of town other than here. yeah, I don't know. I'm assuming we'll see like the guard duty around, or like see a watch or something if they're there. But I would think if we don't see them there, then maybe we can figure out how to get some more intel or something.
Yep. Another option is using a disguise to go back into town.
Yeah.
And see where they send the guards and everything.
Yeah. Although,
they
I mean, my
did.
only concern. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say they did say they were expecting a inspection by Osman.
Yeah. That's true. That's
That's
true.
an
I guess we
option.
could just go in as him. My only concern would be if they can see through disguises somehow, then I mean, I would imagine that Ozzy would be the one to do that if anybody, but
Right.
you know. Yeah.
Of course, it has also been long enough for any additional reinforcements to come from Artavishte, so they may already know that Osman is no longer involved.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, do they know that though, or did Ozzy just disappear?
Oh well, no. Osman was reporting to the Bright, who tried to off him, so he would have told the rest of the people there that Osman's like, if you see him, like kill him or whatever. You know what I mean? Or at least I think he would have.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's honestly their like whole organization structure is still a little wonky to me. So like, I'm not sure who's giving who information at this point, but it's definitely possible that they know, I guess, if the Bright is feeding information back here.
Right.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but is first plan is still to go check out that lumber mill, I guess, make sure that there's not anything there.
Yeah, I say that we check out the lumber mill, and then if we don't see anything super specific there, obviously we can't be yelling at each other while we're trying to be invisible and sneaky. I say that I don't want to come all the way back here. Just I think at some point we may have to split up a little bit and do individual reconnaissance and meet back at a location to go over that.
Sure.
I mean, if we are very high in the sky, I don't think they will hear us.
Yes, but we are invisible to each other.
Yes, but he glows.
Yes.
That's true. That's true, but would the glow be visible against the sun if we're flying up into the sky?
I don't know. I mean, I can also, well...
So I think things we might need to do is, stay together, fly to the lumber mill, but I think we want to pick a spot to regather real quick once we check out the lumber mill, make any plans there, and then go from there. So if there is, does anyone know of a semi-secluded spot between here and the lumber mill? Was any of that explained to us?
I know the only spots I heard of was here in the lumber mill. They didn't mention anything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we can... If we grab something, it's invisible, and then if we let it go, it becomes visible.
Yeah.
We can just, like, make a snowball or something, and then just, like, drop it out of the sky. I assume anybody will just be like, well, that's snow, but in the sky, I assume we'll see a snowball fall out of the sky.
We'd have to be looking in the right direction at the right time. That seems
right. Right, because if I'm looking to the right of you and you drop it to your right, or sorry, to your left, it's unlikely that I would see it.
That's true.
So, being that it's a lumber mill, there's probably a clearing around it. So if we meet back up at like the edge of the clearing closest to us.
I have a question. Out of character, on our way into town, did we see like any notable like trees or just like a useful landmark that's not immediately in town?
Yeah, I mean, especially as you were like further out, there are probably still some, you know, abandoned farmhouses and barns and things like that that just never were reclaimed after the Black Sun.
Yeah, we should meet back at one of those.
Like, that sort of stuff is incredibly common in everything that's not a major city at this still, because of reclamation and population loss and the like.
Okay. So Frey will suggest, why don't we meet at that little, that terrible-looking barn on the way into town?
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. We should meet there.
That works for me. Cool. If we can, I think we should still stick together, but if we get split up, I think that's a good place to meet back up if we, or if we need to talk or whatever, so. Cool. Are we ready to go?
I say let's go.
Cool. Wait, who is wearing the other earring? I'm not wearing it, so it's Garrett and who? I mean, I guess, at this point. I've already gotten lectured, so.
Can Umbra wear it?
I think Umbra
would not want to.
Well,
don't pierce the cat's ear!
Yeah. Umbra wouldn't even wear a collar.
That is a good point.
Yeah, I guess I'll put on the other earring. It's fine. All right. Cool. Let's go. Lumber mill time.
All right. So you guys are you? I'm sorry, and you are walking this.
We're flying.
Okay, you're flying.
Yeah, we were gonna fly.
Are you flying invisibly?
Invisibly.
Okay. All right. So
Everybody hold hands.
You are.
We'll Peter Pan, don't they?
All 5 of you are invisible for how long again?
5 hours, I want
5 hours, yes, 1 hour per level.
Yeah.
And you are flying for the rest of the scene, which will get you to the lumber mill.
In how much time?
Probably looking at... probably gonna take you about... I would say... about 45 minutes an hour, thereabouts.
Yeah. So we can't stay here longer than 3 hours.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we won't need to, I guess, if there's nothing here, but... Well, I mean, let's go in and check it out.
Yep.
Alrighty. So,
I mean,
you guys...
First, we don't see anything from outside, right? Like, there's not, like, a hustle and bustle of people before I say we go inside.
Yeah,
we see.
We definitely want to do aerial reconnaissance first.
Yeah.
So, you fly yourselves invisibly south of Coerval. Probably not enough. Let's be realistic here. South of Coerval, where... as you kind of, you take a bit of a detour to be able to make sure to see the goings-on of these outskirts of the town, and as you make your way south, there is no evidence of anyone, like, the lumber mill doesn't look to be, like, it doesn't sound active.
But are we seeing anything in... like trails being in the snow?
A couple.
Okay.
So,
guess we should go in then.
Are there any outlying, like, outbuildings or anything?
So the sawmill has, you can see there is a windmill set up that is spinning slightly, that is situated obviously to power the sawmill itself. There's a couple of smaller like side buildings that are attached to it, and then there is what looks to be a small but like a very vertical 3-story house, kind of like, imagine the sawmill is like an L. Like, let me give you a bit of a description, just a bit of a drawing. So like, the sawmill is like this kind of, and then the other building is like this. So there is something resembling, obviously not to scale or anything, but there is something resembling a courtyard, and there is evidence of footsteps between the two. You would also be able to see that there is smoke coming out of a chimney on the main building.
Okay.
It doesn't look like there has been a platoon of soldiers or anything. But again, you're seeing this from the air. Even just if you get closer, you may be able to examine more, but that's just like as you're overhead.
And it was a heavy enough storm, it might have hidden up excessive footprints or anything.
No, it was not that heavy recently.
No, it wasn't? Okay. I definitely think we should do some peekaboo through the windows, seeing what we can see. I will whisper yell to everyone in, nearby. Stage whisper.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
check out the main house, I think. But also we're gonna want to see probably somewhere, if you're keeping a lot of people, basement. If there's any kind of basements, they're gonna be in there.
this might be a good place to send Umbra in, right?
That would be another good option. Just
like we should
have her actually go inside
upstairs or whatever. But if we want to check out a basement or whatever, then maybe Umbra can go ahead of us. Yeah, I mean, I'm cool checking out the windows first, at least.
All right. At this point, you are probably like, traveling scene of flight. So I would say there's one thing you could choose to do while still having the ability to hover and fly before you're gonna lose it.
Oh yeah, how long do we get to fly for?
Oh, we're almost done. We get to do one more thing, and then we are grounded.
So, all right.
I guess we probably just want to. Can we see the entrances to the building?
The sawmill or the or like the it looks like like I said, it looks like a tall, kind of small but 3-story tall house.
Are the doors closed?
Yes, it is cold, and they're apparently, whoever's in there is trying to keep the warmth in.
Okay, and like, can we tell if they've been opened recently based on like if the snow's piled up?
Yeah, they have definitely been opened today. Like, between the paths, the way the snow's moved, like there has been activity this morning already. You can specifically see, like, as you're like coming down close to it, where like there has been a path directly from the back door to a large pile of wood and back.
I think, I mean, you guys can disagree if you want. I'm thinking maybe we peek through the windows while we can still hover, and then we try to land in the path that's already been cleared so that we don't leave footprints.
Sure. Works for me.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do that.
All right. So, heading towards the windows to hover and see what's going on. The windows they are snowed, like, you can vaguely see through them. It's not going to be a lot of information you're getting.
Sure.
Because of, they're, like, frosted over and everything.
Yeah.
Wait,
I have a question. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Actually, I have a question. Theoretically, does using an art break invisibility?
That's what I was going to ask.
Does that break invisibility?
Yeah.
I would say yes, depending on what art it is.
Okay.
If there's nothing that would make me think it wouldn't, I would assume it would.
Seeing through the fire. Is that what you were
No,
thinking?
those are my spells.
I thought you were going to produce flame.
No, I was thinking elemental sparks to maybe melt the snow on the window a little bit.
No, I would say something like that would definitely break invisibility.
Okay.
Fair enough. Ronnie and I are on the same wavelength. That was cool. Okay.
How much more
that would have been
OP
awesome,
can we
though,
make
wouldn't it?
invisibility?
That would have been sick,
Frey does not know if his abilities would break invisibility. But I won't do that to us yet.
I feel like this is the kind of thing that Rohan is probably making everybody practice whenever we have downtime. Just like all of this stupid little like
minutia of it.
Push this. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I guess we'll see however much we can see. If we can make out moving shapes or whatever inside, at least.
Well, while they're doing that, can Frey go and float around the lumber mill? You know, if there are any like openings to see inside.
Yeah. So it is like the mill itself is the main part of it, where it looks like they have the windmill set up and everything to automatically saw things. Is open air. And it looks like you can see that, like, it looks like no one has been, like, there's not necessarily snow all over it. Like, there's obviously, you can see where there are, what are they called? Shutters that seem to come down, that are down for the most part, but there were a couple up. So you could, like, even go into the main part of the sawmill.
Has any of the snow gotten inside of the sawmill?
A little bit, but not a lot. It looks like the shutters have been down for a while.
Okay. I mean, if he can, Frey would like to see, like, how far any snow might track into the sawmill from wherever the footprints were going between the two buildings.
So there, when you go up to it, there's about 4 stairs that reach to a little lower deck, and then from there it goes into where the open air sawmill has these shutters that are currently down.
Okay.
So the only, like, if you walked around in there, you really wouldn't track. It's mostly just, it looks like there's just a little bit of buildup inside it beyond the shutters from where the snow kind of blew in that direction, but not a lot.
All right.
Otherwise, the rest of you watch, you can see what looks like, I would say you can count a total of 7 or 8 people on the bottom floor. 3 of them are sitting in a living room right next to the fireplace, and the others are in a kitchen dining room kind of combo. It looks like they're eating breakfast. You are counting among them 4 children.
This seems normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, although, like,
No,
it's not an...
Sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say, like, it's not really an active, like, sawmill, though, right? So, I don't know, like, who's staying out here?
Right.
It's like a whole ass family.
How many people did you say were inside?
I believe I said that you will have noticed about did I say 7 or 8 or 8 or 9?
I think it's 7 or 8.
7 or 8, yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to be a little vague because, again, you guys are... Of which, yeah, 3 kids that you can see on the bottom floor. And 1 person who is obviously elderly walking around with a cane. And this is, I would say, maybe a, like, without snow, probably a 10 to 15 minute walk to Coerval.
Okay.
With snow, you're looking at half hour, 45 minutes at least. If you're doing a wagon, you're looking at the hell of a couple hours, probably.
And we heard them say that they had like doubled the like guards around the Arcanist, right? Like that's what they said. Okay.
I don't think our boy's here.
Yeah. I'm doubtful also, but
and as you are saying that, you guys can feel that you are losing your hovering abilities.
Yeah. Summoning Umbra isn't a spell, we said, right?
It is not, no.
Cool. I'm gonna I'm gonna like land somewhere that there isn't snow, like somewhere where I won't leave noticeable tracks, and then I'm gonna see if I can summon Umbra and just like say to her like, hey, we need you to be cute again. Can you just get them to open the door? You don't need to make them chase you or anything this time. You just want to get a look at who's inside and what's going on.
I guess if this means you're not going to fucking jump in a frozen river again, I will do it.
I'll do my best.
Well, I hope your best is better than last time.
It seldom is.
And the last thing that this poor cat thinks is, I'm so fucking dead.
If Umbra... so are we sure, like, Umbra has an unlimited amount of times that they can come back? I thought cats had, like, 9 lives or something, Rohan.
Umbra's not a cat.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm not, like... sending a real cat to die. Yeah, I mean, Umbra can come back however many times. It just does take a day, so, you know. Ideally, she won't die, but it's fine.
Alright. So, as Umbra heads to attempt to do her best sad, starving cat impression, we are going to take a quick break. Apologize for how early it is. Alrighty, so love this, like I said, I love this dog to death. She's also a complete menace. She had 2 hours before the game, including the 25 minutes that it took Edarshtige's computer running to ask me to go out, but waited until we got started to do it.
That's exactly what they do.
Yeah.
As you do. I digress. As you all make your way to the ground, losing your ability to fly, Rowan, you watch as carefully and quickly Umbra makes her way, hopping in the snow, just whoop, not running, just jumping. As unfortunately, she is heavy enough that she just kind of, the snow is not so tightly packed that it's able to support her weight, and as she kind of like flops, she's just kind of falling a few inches into it, and it's easier for her to hop from one to another. Like a bouncing, furry rubber ball. Just one after another, just hopping through the snow.
Nice.
And after a couple of minutes, she ends up at the main door and just starts meow, meow, over and over again. And after about 3-4 minutes of this, the door cracks open and you see a kid maybe 9 or 10, kind of medium, like shoulder length, dark brown hair, and he just kind of leans down, and Umbra is thinking to you, okay, now what am I supposed to do?
Just keep him busy for a second. I'm gonna think to Garrett, like, okay, door's open.
Where's the door? Yeah, if Umbra can lead him away so that the door stays open, one or more of us can sneak in through the door.
Okay.
That's my thought process.
No, that's fair. I did just say to Umbra she didn't have to do that, so I do feel bad. But no, I will think to Umbra, like, okay, can you take him like literally 10 feet away? Just walk a little bit far away to get him away out of the way of the door.
She gives a big, deep mental sigh, rubs up against his leg a little bit, and then hops back into the snow. And the kid, he kind of like runs after her, and then you hear, "Oi, get on back in here." And there's like, "I don't fucking care. Get in here." And the kid starts walking defeated back inside.
Can I follow him in?
Give me a dex sneak. It's going to be very, like, you have to, like, slip in as the older man is walking in, and the kid is walking past him before the door shuts. You follow, and you kind of, like, are very careful and kind of sidestepping, and the kid kind of, like, bumps into your leg as you're walking and, like, turns and, like, catches himself and almost, like, grabs your leg as he's, like trying to catch himself and stumbles. But you are inside.
Oh,
And
shit.
the older man, "What have I told you, boy, about getting the hot air out? It's nice and warm in it." What? But I was a little kitty cat. I don't fucking care. Unless we're going hunting, we don't need a cat. I was hungry. And this continues, with them standing here in this foyer, arguing about whether or not to eat a cat.
Jesus. Okay. I'm gonna walk around and see if there's anything notable.
Alright. Define notable. You are looking for anything cult-like, I assume.
I mean, definitely that, but also, like, I don't know, are these, like, do these people just live here? Are they, like, here on business? Are these people, like, I don't know,
a basement?
guards? Yeah. Is there, like, a prisoner somewhere or something? Who knows?
Give me an int notice.
Okay. Damn.
We're batting about 250 on this one, huh?
Yeah.
Very, very up the middle. You don't see any evidence of a basement.
Okay.
The first floor, there are a total of 8 people. There are 3 kids, what seems to be a husband and wife, a brother, cousin, friend, or something. You can't really tell. And then it seems like the parents of one of them, though there are apparently also a couple of people upstairs. And it does seem like they live here. The vibe you get is that this is their mill.
Okay. And is the mill, like, in service, like, actively, or?
Actively as in able to run, yes. Are they running it during a snowstorm? No.
Okay. I mean, like, IRL, I don't know enough about, like, how lumber mills work or anything, so, like, this, you know.
Wasn't Frey told that the mill wasn't in operation anymore? That it was reclaimed after the Black Sun, but then it, like, fell apart or something sometime afterwards?
Let me double check.
I have that in my notes, but I might
This
have written
may
it
be a
down
mistake
wrong.
on my end. I might be remembering a mill from another town right now, and I might have fucked up. Let me double check.
Okay.
It also could be the water mill, I guess, because...
Yeah, it could also have been the watermill.
No, because I have the water mill separate.
Oh, okay.
I have notes on the water mill and the lumber mill.
Nice. I mean, you're a much better note taker than I am, by which I mean I don't take notes, so... I trust you.
Yeah, that had to have been a fuck up on my end last time because I specifically have the decrepit mill with a water wheel, and then I have this family's notes separately. So if I described the sawmill as decrepit, broken down, or abandoned at some point, that was a fuck up.
Okay.
Yes, no, I am seeing on my notes right here. I'm looking at it, and it is supposed to be in service.
Okay.
When you catch the DM mid-retcon.
If you'd like, I can post my notes. Now, I can't post all my notes on the abandoned watermill, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Why can't you post all the notes on the abandoned water mill? Interesting. Did we check for a basement there?
We did, there wasn't.
Okay.
Where would you put a basement for something that's up against the water?
I don't know.
At water
In the
level.
water.
Oh.
Hey, I actually have been underwater, so if there was a basement, you have to tell me.
That's how
works?
water works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how that works. Anyway, yeah, no. So, I apologize if I described the mill as decrepit or abandoned. I think I was getting my wires crossed when I was describing it.
Yeah, no problem.
It is... Did I have a... Do you remember who told you that? Like, was it something that you got from a specific town member, or...
Nobody in particular. It was when he was just chatting with all of the town folk at the bar. When he had been asking about information on, like, landmarks or places of interest around Coerval.
I'm trying to see here. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to see if there's anything about...
It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Okay,
I've already
yeah.
adjusted my notes.
I just, I don't like when I have to retcon information I gave you guys, because I don't like giving people wrong information. So, I wanted to make sure. I'm trying to see if there's any reason I would have said that.
I mean, I might have misheard it in the first place, though.
I vaguely remember saying it, though, unfortunately. So I'm trying to figure out why.
I mean, I guess there is video evidence.
There is. Like, we could, yeah, you could audit me. No, like, I can't mention why, but I know why I would have mentioned reclaimed. I don't know why I would have mentioned it falling apart. Anyway, yeah, so I apologize. Anyway, yeah, so otherwise, yeah, the mill looks like it is in operation. And yeah. Otherwise, yes, so the family, there are, as I said, 8 people. You got 3 kids, married couple, a brother, cousin, friend, somebody, a family friend somehow close, and then parents of one of them. And there's apparently people upstairs.
Okay, and can I think to Garrett to ask Mira? Oh, never mind. This is a spell. Fuck. Okay. Never mind. I was gonna see if you could use the magic vision thing, just to make sure if there's not like something happening in here, but it seems like everything's above board.
I am going to think at Rohan though, like, do you think it's a bad idea if I were, for example, to just break invisibility on myself and walk up there and ask if they know anything about the Arcanist? I mean, you still have to be able to get out.
Well, for invisibility, if it breaks on one person, it breaks for everybody.
Does it? I thought we said it doesn't.
Disguises don't, but
disguises don't. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so because so then we don't want to do that. Then never mind.
Yeah. I mean, I can, I can get out. It's fine. No, I'm not gonna climb out a window. I feel like that's a lot noisier and worse. I will just wait until nobody's next to the door, and just open it and walk out. Or if I can't walk out that door, then I will try to find a back door or something. And as soon as nobody's looking at it or right next to it, I will open it and walk out.
Front door will probably be easier. There's someone in the kitchen where the back door is.
Cool. Then I will hang out by the front door and then.
Yeah, you watch the kid and what you believe to be his dad arguing for a few minutes, where he does the whole "don't open the door for random bullshit," especially when it's the winter, when it's cold, when it's snowing, all that blah blah blah. He does that for a few minutes, and then finally they head back to go eat, and you are able to, as quietly as possible, go out once you have a minute to sneak out.
Nice. Yes.
Alright, that didn't.
Cool. Well, doesn't seem like that was the place. Yeah, I'll meet up with the others again, and I will think to Umbra. Thank you. You can go now, and I will dismiss her.
Does Umbra feel the cold?
Yes, I think so.
She is able to feel temperatures, yes.
Yeah.
Does it like is it like I can feel temperature like a robot has a sensor can feel temperature, or is it like I can feel temperature like I'm freezing cold?
Rowan would know it as she definitely seems to get cold, but she is also a very fluffy cat and has a lot of natural insulation.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's kind of like Frey's thing, where it's like she can be cold and uncomfortable, but not like in danger or anything. Is my guess.
Right. Okay. All right. So where do we want to go from here then? It looks like I guess this is just a family living at the mill doing their mill things.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not out here, it's gonna have to be back at town, right? Can't.
The only other notable buildings that wouldn't be in the town proper would be a couple of the farmhouses.
Do we have any sense of how long it'll take to walk to those?
I mean, some of them maybe within 5 minutes. A couple of the further ones maybe 15 or 20.
Okay, I mean, that seems like a small enough amount of time to go check it out. Sound good to everyone?
Yeah, fair enough. We could check those out. The other option is they're somewhere in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, but I don't know how we're gonna find them if that's the case.
Yeah.
Well, I could maybe try something.
I always love when you try something.
Yes. What do you got?
Well, I tried this yesterday. I don't know how much good it could do, but perhaps if we get a little closer to town.
Okay.
More of a central area, so to speak.
Yeah. Oh, is this a spell?
Ray shrugs and then remembers he's invisible. No, I don't. It's just one of the things I do.
Okay, that sounds good. Cool. I mean, do we still want to check out the farmhouses first, since it sounds like they're closest, or?
How long does invisibility last?
5 hours.
5 hours. And it's been like what, an hour so far? A little over an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah. We have 3 hours before we have to really make it back to the mill, our mill, for our own safety.
But how long is that gonna take us to get back to our mill?
Well, that's what I'm saying. As long as we're within an hour of it, we can.
Well,
head
but the
back,
problem
yeah.
is that we will have to. It took us an hour to get here because we flew. Yeah.
Mm.
If we're walking through snow, it might take us a lot longer.
Oh yeah, a lot longer.
It takes a while.
Yeah.
Can confirm.
Which I can I can make us fly again, but I can't do it while
Oh,
we're
it won't be invisible.
Right. So, that's if we're out of eyeshot of people, like that might be fine, but just FYI.
I'm just imagine. I just got a quick vision of us flying by and someone telling, "Oh my gosh, there's people flying through the air," and then everyone's like, "What are you, drunk?" Just the town drunk sees us flying by, and then everyone's like, "Oh, come on, Cletus. You said you gave up the drink." But I did. Well, yeah, and people don't fly, Cletus.
This is gonna make Cletus relapse. Just like getting gaslit.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, we don't have to like be flying in the air, as in like we could be flying just above like snow level, like basically at ground level, but yeah, I mean, still like we will be not invisible, so yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys.
Well, these other farmhouses, are they all in the same direction?
Good question.
So the farmhouses are going to mostly be to the north and west sides of the town, whereas you're currently on the south. So
We gotta trek for a ways anyways.
like, there were probably a few that you flew over and didn't see anything particularly interesting.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, wait, so how far is the town from here, like walking?
As I said, probably 15-minute walk normally. Gotta be a lot longer in the snow.
Well, I guess my question is, how are the farms closer than the town if they're
They're not. That's what I said. Like, they're west and north.
Okay.
Yeah. I meant, when I was giving the times, I was giving them from the town. Not from where you were. I'm sorry. That was my mistake.
No, okay, that makes sense.
That's kind of like how in my brain, that's how I kind of like determine things when I don't have exact distances, is time travel from the middle of town type of thing.
That makes sense, yeah. Okay, well, I mean, in that case, if we would have to go through town anyway, maybe we should just go to town and see what we can find. If that sounds good, because Frey was also saying that if we get closer to town, there might be stuff you can do.
I feel like we'll probably find more in town than at the farmhouses.
Yeah.
Yes, I think I could be most helpful in town, or near it at least.
Okay. Let's do that then. That sounds good.
All right. So you guys are heading back to Coerval proper.
Indeed.
There is, like, it's obvious that it hasn't been traveled in at least a couple of days, but there does seem to be something that at one point resembled a path to the town. It probably wasn't, you know, a proper one, but at least a desire path where the trees were kept cut back to fit at least a small wagon. Probably something much larger given the sawmill as well at some point, but...
Right. So
Otherwise, yeah, you would be able to follow it. It would help a little bit because at least you're not having to fight, you know, the brush, and the snow's a little bit, like, there's something resembling a canopy through some of the trees, so it helps a little bit, but all told, you're looking at probably in the realm of 45 minutes to an hour to get back in the snow, and you're going to be leaving tracks.
Yeah. I do think that if we need to, Rohan, maybe you should use your last bit of magic to recast invisibility on us, depending on how bad, you know, how bad it gets. Worst case scenario, I would definitely go with flyover invisibility to zoom on out of there quickly, but maybe needing invisibility if we can sneak out.
Sure. Yeah.
Always try and find somewhere to hunker down here too.
Mm-hmm.
Probably plenty of abandoned buildings and whatnot.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That makes sense to me.
Alrighty. So, your first goal is Coerval?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. As I said, you're looking at it's somewhere in the realm of 45 minutes to an hour it takes you. You are going to be leaving tracks behind you.
Mm-hmm.
But you are able to make it back to the edges of the town proper. You can hear what sounds like the clanging of metal on metal. Seems like a small smithy at work. A forge hammering something. But otherwise, the only thing seems to be that you can see the occasional plumes of smoke from the fireplaces that are all going.
Do we see any, like, people, like, out and about?
Very little. Like, as you're approaching, there's not a lot. There's probably a couple that are moving around very tightly bundled up, but otherwise, there's nothing immediately obvious as you're approaching the town. Is there somewhere specific you were trying to go or anything like that at this point?
Ray would ideally like to be able to find, like, a central-ish location. But obviously somewhere, like, you know, if they could, like, hunker down next to a building or something instead of, like, standing out in the middle of the square.
So the central part would be the street that has the Briar, the smithy at the end of it, and the Bastion. So if you want to be centralized, you'd probably be like, ironically, probably the best place would be next to the Bastion, which is as close to the center of town as you could imagine based on your limited time here.
Okay.
Though
we're invisible and
yeah, I mean, it's obvious that there is some activity because the main street has been shoveled. Like there's not really that much snow on the main cobble street of Coerval.
Okay, good. Yeah, so definitely would like to try and stick to the main street then.
And there's a couple of offshoot, like, side streets that also have been shoveled, things like that. So, like, as long as you're staying in the very populated, like, thicker like areas of the town, you would not have any kind of evidence of your passage.
Beautiful.
Okay. So Frey's going to kind of like, he would like to definitely head along the shoveled cobblestones, probably towards the bastion. But at some point he would kind of, blindly reach out, and whisper very softly, whoever is near me, Garrett, Rohan, Street, Mira.
Yes.
And he will grab your arm, Rohan, and pull you forward.
Okay.
Not good. This will make it a little easier since you're in touch with Garrett. And Frey is going to... He is going to reach into the pouch he wears on his hip, where he keeps his divination cards, and he is going to pull out the top 3 that he had been using earlier. And he definitely he works his deck in his con, so it's one of those things where he can read it from the edge of the card, knowing which one it is, because he does stack his deck. So I am going to have him focus, and I'd like him to use Find Object on that scalpel with the silver coating. That was part of the arcane supply order. And with that, you get to make a secret wisdom magic.
I love making secret wisdom magic.
Yes.
Alrighty. And that is... Okay, so you guys all kind of get together and wait for a little while as Frey finishes preparing a hidden ritual, in the most literal sense hidden. And you said that was for the scalpel?
Yes.
From here, it is... so it says failure used as a clock face, so it says, I would assume either way, failure or success, it would be a clock face I'll give you, rather than cardinal direction.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and really quick. I love thinking out loud sometimes, just because I feel like it throws you guys off on what the hell's going on.
I feel like it just failed. That's what I feel like right now.
Well, I feel like it succeeded because I feel like he definitely was just like...
See? This is what I mean. This is why I sometimes have to... Sometimes I keep it to myself. Sometimes I say it out loud. Keeps people off kilter.
Oh, no.
Now let me go pull up a Google image of a clock.
I feel like he definitely... Like he knew it would be too obvious to differentiate. It's like, okay.
I was muted, but I very loudly said, "What do you mean?" You can't imagine a clock?
Would you like me to draw one, Alex?
Yes.
I would say from where you are, it pulls to about, if noon is north, it pulls to about 4 o'clock.
Okay. So Frey, while he is going through this ritual, kind of getting that subtle pull that is guiding him, he still has his hand on Rohan's arm, and he is gonna go out and he's going to like slide his hand over Rohan's, grab it, and just like point with him. Just say that direction. That's where we need to go.
Interesting.
I don't know how far. I don't know, but
The thing is, we can't see your hand that you're pointing with.
Well, that's why he's pointing with my hand. So I will
he's
describe.
pointing with Rohan's hand.
Okay.
So I will describe to Garrett like the landmarks and the clock face or whatever. I will be like, wait, do we have clocks in Madara? Like,
Yeah.
Clocks exist. Okay, cool. Yeah. So then I will be like, okay, face the direction of whatever X landmark, and it's around 4 o'clock or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that bringing us closer towards the center of town or away from town?
That would go through the center of town. Like, you're pretty much in, like, slightly... Like, I would say you're slightly west of the population center, but you are essentially on the most active street. So that would cut through the population center and could be argued to be in the direction of the Tyrell Manor.
Does this spell break invisibility?
Not a spell, and no, it doesn't.
Okay. Does it give us a rough distance feeling from how far we are from it, or is it just in this general direction?
It just gives me a cardinal direction.
Okay.
So,
I mean-
yeah, it's a little limited.
No, I mean 4 o'clock is more specific than a cardinal direction.
Because the thing is, it's like, okay, we walk past a whole bunch of buildings. Is it in one of those buildings, or is it past those buildings? Is just kind of what I'm thinking.
How far is it from where we are to the edge of town, like time-wise? Like if we wanted to walk from here to the edge of town in that direction?
Probably about between 5 and 10 minutes, depending on how fast you walked.
Okay, I feel like we should just walk from here to the edge of town and see if we see anything obvious or like anything that sticks out. And then if we don't, then we can figure out, I don't know, plan of action for I don't know, what hierarchy we should check buildings in or whatever. Right? Because 5 or 10 minutes is like, we might as well just walk that and make sure that there's not like, you know, something very clear.
Cults are us.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything specific you are looking for besides the obvious there's a cult here sign?
I think if it seems like there are guards, or if it seems like maybe there's been like heavy traffic coming through a place that isn't there anymore, as in like if it looks like, oh, there were like I don't know, I'm seeing like 20 like pairs of footprints or whatever, and now it looks completely empty, like there were people swarming this building.
Okay, so a significant alteration in activity at a building or guard presence or something.
Yeah.
Also, any kind of evidence of delivery of supplies. They also mentioned, because they're getting like food for like 50 plus people delivered. They also mentioned that there was going to be an unexpected delivery, so
yeah,
don't know when, but maybe that's something to look out for as well.
Okay.
Yeah, smart.
All right. This was your idea, Rowan. Go ahead and give me an int notice.
Okay. It's better.
Picking it up.
Yeah.
It's 2 9s in a row. Y'all rolling too good. No, that's a 9. That's a... Oh, 6. 2 6s in a row followed by a 9.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you guys make your way through, and as you kind of like, you know, you're heading down like what amounts to the main street of Coerval, as it becomes a little more residential. Houses that have little to no yard. They are mostly, you know, a garden, a little, like, they're almost townhome style, pushed up against each other on one side, a few on the other side that are a little more open on the north side of the road. But for the most part, everything seems pretty normal, until you see two Ducal guards. You do not recognize them as the guards that you have seen in the Ducal regalia thus far.
Okay.
One is a older gentleman, maybe 40s, kind of a scraggly graying beard. Not scraggly, but long, especially around the chin, graying beard. Heavy, like, he's got a hood up, and he's holding a halberd as he's walking. Currently speaking with someone else who is currently... They are... Let's see. I guess, yeah. They are currently guiding a mule on the outskirts of town.
Okay.
You don't see the mule pulling anything. The mule just has basic reins that would, you know, that you would expect for someone to be able to guide a mule.
Is this our mule? Didn't we have a mule when we showed up here? Am I making that up?
I don't think we did. I thought we walked.
Yeah, I thought you guys didn't. I thought you guys didn't want to bring one because of all the snow.
Yeah.
Okay, good, correct. Okay, fair.
Oh, okay.
I remember trying to do calculations about whether I could cast fly on a mule. So I don't know if that was before we left or after or what, but you know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I thought the plan was for you guys not to bring.
You're probably right. I couldn't remember. Okay. It'd be very awkward to just be like, oh, I guess we left that. All right.
Trying to remember anything that happened before the fucking hurricane and my evacuation and power outage and everything is hell right now. So. Anyway. So yeah. There is a mule being. It's definitely on the smaller end. Like, I would argue, you know, it's more likely a donkey than a mule.
Are donkeys smaller than mules?
Considerably.
Huh. I guess that makes sense.
It depends on the breed.
Huh.
But I would guess generally, yes.
Okay. Good to know, I guess. I don't know that it'll ever be useful again, but good to know for this moment. Can we? How close can we get without them seeing whatever tracks we're leaving? Because this is on the outskirts of town. I'm assuming that there's more snow and stuff here. Can we get closer to them without them seeing tracks?
Not a lot closer. They're kind of walking north right now. Like, they are walking north, which is, if I had to say, like, south is a little more populous than north. North kind of, like, goes into the direction where you guys, when you initially arrived at Coerval, had cut through and avoided the town to go straight to the manor.
Mm-hmm. How far away are they from us right now?
I'd say maybe 20, 30 feet.
Okay, can we hear what they're saying?
Not incredibly well. Like, you're not making out, you wouldn't be able to make out any sort of detail at that distance. They're not yelling or anything.
Sure.
And they seem, from body language that you can read, relatively jovial.
Okay. Does it look like they just, like, made a journey? Like, I don't know, just like based on
I mean, they're both bundled up, and like, you can see where, you know, there's, like, it looks like, I don't know how to define if they just made a journey, but they are bundled up, like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, like, do they look like they just, like, do they look like tired? Like they just, I mean, I'm wondering
like
if they've
been on the road all night or anything?
Yeah, if they like just came here from Artivista, like if they were in charge.
The way
of
they're moving and the jovialness, they don't seem like they've been on the road all night.
Okay.
They seem like they have recently, like, they have started their day in the last couple hours, would be the closest vibe I'd be able to give you.
Okay, fair enough. I guess this is like an obvious question maybe, but like, are the Ducal Guards uniforms here and are in Artivista the same?
For the most part. Here, they're not as brightly colored. They're obviously, you know, more used, probably not cleaned as often, especially the tabards, when they would wear them.
Does it look like these people are from here? Like,
no. Like, especially after you went through all that paperwork, there are only a total of 3 Ducal Guards on the payroll in this town.
oh, so we've like seen all of them basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, no, like, you would... With a 10, I'll say... You would be able to guess that, like, the way they're walking, like, they definitely don't... They seem like they're from elsewhere.
Okay. And you said they were walking north. Do we see what they're walking towards? I think you might have said, I forgot.
The path kind of, like, peters off. Like, it will eventually turn, but there's a farmhouse that you guys saw when you were coming into town that way, but otherwise, nothing else really in that direction up north.
Okay. Well, I don't know about y'all, but it feels like we should follow them because they're not from here, and that feels, I don't know, useful.
Doesn't seem like we're doing much else.
Yeah.
The donkey they're leading, is it like hitched to like a cart or something?
No, they're just like, they have it on, it's got reins where the shorter guard is pulling it, but it is not, like, you would imagine that with the reins it could be hitched to a cart very easily.
Okay.
But it is not currently.
Okay.
Are they moving in the direction of the burned down estate?
The Tyrell Manor, no. They would be moving away from it.
They're moving away from it. Like coming into town, or?
They're going south away from town.
Okay, they're going south away from. All right, I just wanted to. For some reason, I mind blanked as to where we were for a second.
Like if. Oh god, that's not a circle. If that's Coerval, again, not to scale. They are moving this way. The manor is like over here. There's like a path that goes out to the manor. They're moving this way.
North.
Yeah. And this is when you guys came into town, you kind of like came in like this to avoid the town itself. And the only thing that you saw in that direction would have been a single farmhouse like around there that you avoided. Does that all make sense?
The direction that they're going in now, does that seem to be still within the scope of my find object?
No.
No, okay.
No, as I said, yeah, that was like 4 o'clock, so, you know, east, southeast-ish, that kind of direction.
If we went up to by the Tyrell Manor, and you said that the Tyrell Manor was in the direction of your find object spell, correct?
Yeah.
So if we went up past the Tyrell Manor and you cast it again,
I can't. It's a once a day thing. I know it's not.
All right. And they came kind of from the direction of the Tyrell Manor. I think maybe we should check out the Tyrell Manor again.
Maybe there's a secret basement. Who knows?
I mean, we can do that, but we also know where the Tyrell Manor is, and I feel like if these guys are going somewhere,
We should see where they're going. Yeah.
yeah,
We could do both.
that's true.
I mean,
Robert getting us to kill ourselves.
Well, I never read chat while you're role-playing. It's for my entertainment. I'm the shit poster. So who's gonna be the Fred Jones who says it?
I mean, Frey just said we could do both, which I feel like is...
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that if that's what we're feeling.
I mean, if you're gonna follow somebody, it seems like the fewer people you have following, the least likely that
Sure.
you'll be discovered.
Yeah, but if they are discovered, then the more people there, the better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess if you're going to confront them directly, but if you run away, then it again might be the fewer the better.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, so we got to these people from Frey's Find Object by walking in the direction that Frey's Find Object.
But
sent
you were
us in.
walking pretty much like 3 o'clock. Like you were following the main path, not going... There was no direct path to 4 o'clock.
Okay, sure. Okay, I was trying to think of, is it possible that these guys have the scalpel?
Based on where they would have been presumably in that direction when you started in this path.
Okay, well, all right. So what's the plan? Are we splitting up? Is that what we're doing? Are we trying to get ourselves killed today? I mean,
Aren't we doing that every day?
criticizing. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say I'm not like criticizing. That's fine. It's just, you know.
No,
have my turn.
No, like on an outer character level, I legit love splitting the party. I wish my group did it more often.
All right. Well, for Ronnie, then let's split the party. Who's going where?
I do think that Rohan, I do think that the two of us do need to split up one with each group just because we got the earrings.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if we're being sneaky, it's probably, as usual, me and Strieg, and then you guys can go to the Tyrell Manor, right?
Yes, I think I could go to the manor.
Cool. Strieg, you're cool following these people?
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright. Let's do that then.
I will go with it, whichever group is more likely to get into trouble.
Well...
Okay, so what are the groups?
Me and Streak are following the people, and Garrett and Frey are going to the Tyrell Manor, and Mira is trying to figure out who to babysit.
All right, well, Alex, I feel like you already know the answer to that one based on the groups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
I think we need to clone Mira.
No.
No, just, I mean, hey.
Wait, I have a second earring, basically. I summon Umbra, and I sent her with the other group.
I guess.
We could communicate telepathically.
That's,
Oh wait, Umbra probably wants to be with you though, with Mira.
Yeah.
You can just tell Umbra to do something.
I know, but I think it's sweet that they're like becoming friends.
Are they?
Umber will also just be a cat walking around town, and several people have now said that they want to eat her.
They can't, though. It's impossible.
Yeah, but they might try.
All right. Wait. So if Umbra is in Mira's hood, Is she invisible also while we're invisible?
Let me read invisibility.
Okay.
No.
Damn. Wait, so we just see like a floating cat?
All they wear or carry. You know what? I'll allow it. As long as she's being carried, she would be invisible.
All right. I'll leave her dismissed for now. It's fine. We'll bring her
Yes.
out later, maybe.
Scoop her up and carry her like a baby. All right, but yeah, I think that's how we should do that. Make that split and go.
Sure. Alrighty. So it's me, Streak, and Mira following these people, and then Carrot and Frey are going to go to the manor.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. You know what? I don't know who's gonna go first, so let's be completely fair about it. Edarsh, odd or even?
Odd.
Odd. All right. Gang Rohan goes first.
Okay. We follow these people.
Gang.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
So it is Rowan, Mira, and Strieg
Correct.
who are following these two guards.
Yes.
All right. You follow them as far as you can for a couple of minutes while still not leaving any noticeable tracks, but you will have to move into the... by the way, we are going to have to jump back and forth because if anything happens and invisibility breaks for one of you, it breaks for all of you. So we can't get too far ahead on the timeline here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you follow for a few minutes, and at that point, you would have to make a choice on how you wish to proceed.
Okay.
What is the choice?
As for how you're, like, do you want to just follow behind them and leave more tracks in the same place as them? Do you want to try and avoid that? Like, the snow is thick enough that you are going to be leaving tracks.
I feel like we're still on like the outskirts of town, right?
Yes.
Personally, I feel like as long as whatever tracks we leave are out of their eyesight, like I'm not that worried about leaving tracks here. So like as long as we are, you know, like far enough back that they're in eye line, that they're in like our sight, then I'm not that worried about, I don't know, like trying to cut them off at the pass or whatever. Like we can just follow behind them, I think.
Okay.
Are there other people around?
No. Like, by the time you, like, are forced to go into the snow where it's no longer shoveled or has been passed through a lot in the morning, like, it's the outskirts of town where no one's really traveling.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done with following then.
All right.
Sure.
And how far back? Like, far enough back that you could see them, but if anything happens, like, they wouldn't notice right away? Like, I'd imagine, like, 40, 50 feet?
Yeah, that's about right.
All right. You make your way, continuing, and then when they get to where the edges of the very questionable quality wooden fence that you would define as the outermost extremities of that farmhouse that you skirted around when you arrived, they instead keep curving right around a hill.
Okay. Interesting.
You would also note, no, you wouldn't. Never mind.
Hate that. Okay.
What?
Well, like, I'm used to having Garrett, where I can describe certain things that he would recognize intrinsically because of who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
None of you are wayfinders or seasoned outdoorsmen.
Nope.
Yeah.
So you continue to follow, and after about another 20-25 minutes, it is slow going, especially for them, even though they do have that donkey that is really plowing through the snow. But it has obviously, like, you would be able to observe that this donkey has definitely gone through snow a lot. Like, it is definitely a local, because it is not having any issues moving through it, all things considered.
Okay.
And you make your way where you finally, once you get to the other side of the hill, you continue on, curving, and there's not quite a mountain, but it's a larger hill that they go around as well. And you would realize this is definitely a path they have taken before.
Okay.
Once you circle around that, you can see there is what looks like a small camp set up under a large tree. You can see it's more than just like a tent. It is like a large canvas on a couple of very large sticks that then tie back to the tree, creating a large slanted triangle. There are maybe a dozen or more Ducal guards. A couple of people that you don't recognize as well. And most curiously, you can see there are 2 camels.
Huh?
The fuck are they doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take if you think you know anything about the world beyond... Oh, wait, Rowan, you're in this group.
Yeah.
Yeah, you recognize immediately. Camels are native to Rayclow.
Yeah.
They are heavily associated with Rayclow.
Yeah. Fascinating. Isn't it like... Hold on, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, my dad literally was like a carriage driver who like drove camels. So
Been a long time since we've thought about camels.
I know.
I'm so happy you guys followed these people.
So I mean, do they? I guess if you're not Patrician, like you look the same as anybody else, but like, can I tell if they look Rayclorian?
At this distance of like I mean, you're at least 40-50 feet behind the 2 people, and then there's probably 100+ feet away from the camp.
Okay. How many people are at the camp? Are there more people?
I said there were about 10 or 12 Ducal guards.
Okay. Yes.
And then a couple of people that you don't recognize, maybe 3 or 4. Like, in total, there's probably... I'd say... There are a couple of, like, closed tents as well. Like, there's the large central area where, like I said, they have, like, a triangle... canvas that is letting the snow off, but there are also a couple of large covered tents as well.
Well, I will relay to Garrett that this is what we're seeing.
Oh
just
god,
so he's aware.
I'm so upset Rowan came. I don't get to have any of my fun tension. Rowan, you would actually also recognize that those tents are in a Rayclarian style.
Okay.
Not necessarily colors, but the way they are set up is very Rayclarian.
Interesting. Okay, so that's not just... They didn't just import the Rayclorian camels. These people are Rayclorian.
Likely to be Rayclorian.
Yeah, like they're Rayclorian trained at least. Okay, interesting. I don't know what to... Can't. I would really love to send Umbra out, I guess. I mean, really, I would love to get closer, but like, I don't think that's reasonable or like realistic. Is there any angle from which we think we might be able to get closer that without like anybody noticing? Like maybe from around the other side of the camp, if we were to take the long way around or something?
Maybe? You can't make out a lot on the other side of the camp.
I want to get a look at the people who aren't the Ducal guards. Is there like anywhere I could do that from?
I mean, you could try and follow the footsteps of the... Because you are still invisible, remember?
Yeah.
So you could, you know, just follow the footsteps that lead into the camp.
And like literally just walk on those footsteps.
Yeah, try and just walk on them, like, and just slowly make your way so that you don't... Like, otherwise, like, there's a lot of activity right around the camp, but approaching it would definitely stick out in the bright white snow if all of a sudden footprints started appearing.
I think the only one of us who might be able to do that is Streak. Dexterity sneaking wise. If you would like to try and do that, you can.
I mean, I could, but I wouldn't recognize anybody.
Yeah, I mean...
And unless you want me to describe every single person who's there...
I mean, I doubt that I'm going to recognize, like, these people from, like, as people that I know. I think I'm just... Because this is a really large gathering of Ducal guards. So I'm thinking this might be where the Arcanist is, which makes me think there might be somebody who is obviously, like a mage over there somewhere. I mean, oh, actually, no, fuck. I keep forgetting to spell. God damn it. Wait, Mira, just to make sure, your like see magic thing is a spell, right? Or like an art or something?
Let me double check. It says, you gain the benefits of the spell.
I would say, given the context and everything, you would be able to do that without breaking visibility.
Incredible. Do you want to do that, maybe? You can see if any of these people are using magic. Somebody is an Arcanist.
It doesn't specify a distance. So I guess it's just stuff that you can see?
Yeah.
Sure, I will do that.
All right. The first thing you notice is there is a slight kind of almost murmuring aura coming from both tents.
Okay.
Otherwise, no active magical things that you can see immediately.
I will relay this information.
Is there... I guess, like, can we tell if it... I mean, I don't know if, like, Mira would be able to see the difference in this usually, but can we tell if they're, like, actively spells being cast, or if there's some kind of magical effect in place? And, or can we tell if it's on the tent, or if it's coming from inside?
Based on what she is seeing, Mira, you would be able to tell that it is like some sort of already active magical effect, and it is not the tent itself, but something inside it.
Okay.
You cannot make out any details beyond something. It is similar or possibly the same in both of the large tents.
Yeah, I will say as much.
Cool. And okay, this is like a even like in real life question because I don't go camping. That's not my deal. Tents, you can like get under a tent, right? Like if you're like standing next to the edge of it, you could like peek you could like peek under the thing, right?
Depending on how well it's like put down into the ground.
Can we tell if
From where you are, you cannot. No.
Okay.
But based
it
on,
also depends on if like there's a floor attached to it.
Right.
Yeah. Based on your knowledge of Rayclarian, like, tents, if there are more than a couple people, like, it would probably be pretty obvious that you were sticking your head in.
Well, I mean, but if Umbra did it, like, it might be okay.
Yeah, especially, a cat doing it would stick out a lot less.
Yeah. And I mean, like, even if they noticed, like, it's a cat, you know? It might be
Exactly,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, might as well take the shot, right? Unless you guys have an objection. I think I might try to send Umbra to circle around and see if she can stick her nose under the tent and take a look inside.
Sure. Be careful, Umbra.
Yeah, I will summon her and I will let her know to be careful and ask her to do this.
Well, as much as I hate to say it, at least it's me and not you risking their life for once. Again.
Yeah. I'm trying to delegate and not kill myself.
Truly, a martyr of our times, and off Umbra goes.
Great.
And as she heads off... Frey, Garrett! You head to the south, and you are making your way back in the direction of the Tyrell Manor, correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Alright. Doing your best to follow, essentially, reverse of the direction that, the two guards were going?
Yeah.
Okay. Garrett, you with me?
Sorry, forgot I had my microphone on. Yes.
All right. So you guys begin to move south following, and it is... As you get closer and closer to the Tyrell Manor, it is obvious that there has been some moderate activity. Moderate, like, at least moderate. There is definitely evidence of people moving in and around the path up to the Tyrell Manor. Though the extent of which is obviously a little up to interpretation because it looks like they were moving not quite single file, but it was not a military march by any means.
Does it look recent? Like are the footprints like deep, or are they still
within the last day? Yeah.
Okay.
And as you begin to turn up the path and eventually up the slightly winding hill, we are going to take another quick break at a somewhat more reasonable time. Alrighty. Again, apologies. Breaking glass is very fun and always cool and something you should do as often as possible. So, as you guys were heading up the path, that was Garrett and Frey. You can see it's, I mean, you're still, again, it's a pretty far path. It's, you know, the manor is decidedly not in the town. But, I would say you would know you're probably at least 300-400 feet away from the I'm gonna air quote, driveway, if you will, of the manor. And you can see there is, like, as you start to turn the corner on the path, there is a guard that is standing, a Ducal guard that is just standing at the entrance, like, on the path waiting.
And we're still invisible, so we're gonna sneak around him.
Yeah.
He is also holding a... It's less of a halberd and more of a lucerne. With a heavier spear tip. He doesn't seem bored, but he is definitely not doing the most impressive job of being careful. He's just kind of standing there watching. Like, he's got his arm wrapped around the handle and the pole of the weapon, and he's kind of not leaning on it, but definitely wants to. And you just kind of head past him, finishing your way up the path, where you can see... again, there are now 2 guards right by where the cliffside kind of comes together to let you up onto the kind of slight hill that the manor is built on top of. There are 2 more guards standing and waiting.
Okay. At this time, have Rohan and Co. seen all the Rayclarians and everything?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna backtrack a little bit, and I will have said, hey, Rohan, there are a lot of guards here at the Tyrell estate. Just a heads up, let us know what you find when you finally catch up with where those guys in the mule are going.
Okay, will do. I will let Mira know. And Streak, of course, but, you know.
All right, well, let's jump back. So,
Yep.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we were asking about it, so maybe they have reason to suspect somebody's interested.
Are we gonna keep snooping around here?
Yeah.
was that in character?
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we can at least see what Umbra finds, since we're here anyway.
Yeah, so... Frey? Garrett? What are you 2 doing?
So we're gonna keep making our way past the guards, crouching through the snow invisibly and sneakily. As
the path, like, up here is, like, once you got to, like, the last 100 feet or so, the path is shoveled.
Oh, it's cleared? Okay, so we'll just sneak past the guards the best we can, making our way there. What is our time looking like on our invisibility?
I would say... Guesstimate in your head, you probably have about maybe 2 hours left.
Okay.
2 to 2.5, you'd say, somewhere in there.
I am getting a gut feeling, Frey, that this is where the Arcanist and everything is. Which is kind of funny, because we spent the whole first night here camped out above all of this, isn't it?
You did not.
Oh, we didn't? I thought we did.
You came here in the morning.
Oh. I keep forgetting we
I know,
showed
it's
up in the
really
morning.
funny that you made the same mistake last week.
I did.
You came here in the morning, examined it, then headed to town like an hour later.
That's right, that's right. Scratch that, reverse it. I can't believe we got here and didn't notice any of this when we first showed up the first time.
Well, if it helps, honey, none of these guards were here when we first showed up the first time. But let's maybe take a a closer look at the building itself. Because it's not like totally collapsed, right?
No. It's like I said, the southern half of the building is pretty much gone. It's a little more than a few walls, whereas the northern half is mostly burnt out, but there's still like most of a roof and things like that.
Okay. Yeah. So Frey would like to start making his way over to that side.
Sounds like a good idea.
One minute. Well then, at that point, I guess we should switch on over.
Oh.
So you guys can see where the southern portions are the most destroyed and completely fallen apart, whereas the northern half of the manor is still technically standing. Oh, there is also a guard here. That you have... Oh, these are says invisible. Whoops. These are the two that you had just walked by. So you guys will have been, like, up in this area. So yeah, down here in this area that I'm pinging, that's where you guys had kind of checked things out before.
Alright. And this is the main building, like, up here?
Yeah. That's what's left of it standing, though, again, most of it is black and soot-covered and obviously not structurally sound. It was just kind of abandoned and no one ever destroyed it or tried to pilfer it or anything.
Okay. Yeah, so Frey would like to kind of start making his way quietly in that direction. Like, just kind of, like, looking as we approach. Does it look like any of the, of that building had been, like, cleared out? Does it look like there's, like, you know, like if anybody has cleared out, like, a passageway inside, like, the door?
No, in fact, like, just approaching, it kind of looks the opposite. Like, everything that was down here kind of was piled up to dump it up here, clearing out the southern half.
I do have a light circle around me, which is not technically there right now. I do want to point that out.
You have a light circle around you?
Yes, I have a circle of light, as if I'm carrying a lantern, which appears to be affecting the shadows on the map.
Ah, so yes. Why do you have that light?
Probably because the last time we did anything, I had a lamp.
I mean, I have one too. I assumed it was just like my vision.
Oh yeah, that is just your that is your accessible vision versus the global vision that's currently active. It's not a light circle.
Oh, okay.
Like if you deselect your token, you can't see it, or maybe you can. I'm not actually sure, but yeah. So, thank you guys for coming back here and letting me use this lovely map I spent way too long on. Learning how to make a destroyed partition of a house was very hard.
Okay. Yeah, so if all this over here is broken and it looks like it was over there, I'm actually going to double back.
You do hear some movement up here. It sounds like someone is moving around inside.
Alright. Frey will creep more in that direction.
After a couple of moments, there is this, this kind of quiet, just, woman's voice just, "Oh, there ain't shite in here. Nothing at all. Don't know what they've been looking for or asking about. Got no ideas." And, yeah. You hear movement and not much else.
Alright. I'm gonna whisper to Frey that I want to double back to where that path branches off and follow that around, because I don't want to walk through the snow and leave footprints.
All right.
Or super visible footprints.
So, upon doubling back and making your way through where there's things like this, a couple of walls that are still standing that were never knocked down, and what looks like at one point down here on the south, as I mentioned before, was probably a nice garden, but now it's dead and mostly abandoned.
Right.
You begin to head in. You can see there's a guardsman to your south. There's another woman who is just kind of idly patrolling around here, just looking around. After a couple of minutes, as you're arriving, she does kind of walk up and eventually call over and sits down here as the other guard meets with her. And as you're kind of walking by, they're just kind of idly discussing the fact that no one has seen any evidence of anyone who was asking about the manor.
I'm gonna do my best to try to sneak past here without dislodging too much of this debris or making too much of a evidence of passage.
Yeah. If you're being nice and careful, then most of this is cleared out enough. And you can see this last guard over here. He's talking to someone further over on the far side that you don't seem to be able to make out. But they are talking about something about shoveling snow.
Alright, I do want to try to get over through this area. I do notice that there doesn't appear to be a big path through here. If we start walking through there, will it be obvious?
Probably. The snow definitely picks up back here. Like, you can see there's a couple of boot prints, but...
Alright, and then again, there doesn't appear to be any kind of obvious entrance through here.
No, it is mostly piled up. Like, you can see where, like, over here it does kind of go up to the second floor, but it is wobbly. And you can see where it looks like someone might have set up, like, a ladder to help, presumably, whoever was inside talking to the second floor. But there's nothing readily obvious. And you do see another gentleman who comes around the corner of the debris carrying a shovel full of snow. And he proceeds to dump it right over here.
So it looks like there's a... So I'll go back to Frey. Vaguely. Oh, I don't know where Frey is. Son of a bee sting.
I think Frey might have actually hung back a little over here, just kind of trying to listen in on these two guards, whatever they've been chatting about.
The gist of their conversation seems to be about how annoyed they are that they got rushed here. After a minute, you gather it seems like they arrived late yesterday evening, maybe early in the night. They keep mentioning wanting to go back to the camp and being pissed that they drew the short straw on the first day. They would have said the first full day. And otherwise, they are seemingly taking a break, exhausted by the lack of evidence and being convinced that this is some sort of wild goose chase.
Okay.
I am going to think at Rohan, asking if he knows any kind of mass sleep spell.
I do not.
Okay, that is unfortunate, because I'm like, well, there's a lot of guards here. There's 2, 4, 6, 7. I can see at least 7 guards here. We haven't even gotten inside. It looks like they're clearing some snow, so maybe if we come back in a little bit, it might be easier to get through, but I think this is definitely where they're keeping the Arcanist. It looks like it's around behind and into the basement of the building, or if not the basement, at least around and behind the main entrance. You gotta go around the building.
Okay. Yeah, the only mass spell I know is I can lie and make people believe it, but I don't know that, you know, there's still a chance that they can not believe it, that they can see through it. So it's, yeah, other than that, we can always do disguises, but it's a kind of a crapshoot, I think.
All right. I'm wondering if maybe I haven't heard anyone say anything about Osmond or an inspection anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll work if we come through with that, but
I mean, maybe Frey knows the spell. If you can ask him.
I will once we get out of here. I kind of lost track of them a little bit.
Yeah.
That being said, we could certainly disguise ourselves as some Dougal guards from Artavishte and see if maybe that can get us in.
Maybe. I'm skeptical. That feels like they're gonna have a lot of questions.
True. All right. Well, just some foods for thoughts.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it sounds like. Oh well, actually, you didn't hear the camp thing. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I
But,
haven't
I mean,
heard
I guess
any.
I could probably put two and two together and say, like, I'm guessing that the camp that we're at right now is the camp that they're coming from. So.
Yeah, it could certainly be. But yeah, definitely this sounds like where they're keeping the guy we're looking for.
Yeah.
All right, so Frey, Garrett, what are you guys doing?
I'm thinking at this point, with how we're probably going to start running low on invisibility soon, it may not be a good idea, or it may not be a bad idea to extricate ourselves from the situation. We've done a little bit of quick recon, seen where some of the guards are, and there's a pretty solid case that this is where the Arcanist is. So maybe heading back and regrouping with everyone.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right, so you guys circle back, and you're making your way out of the camp, or out of the Tyrell Manor.
Yeah.
I don't even know what ruins. Meanwhile, Rowan, Mira, Strieg, where is your investigation taking you?
I'm hoping that Umbra's gonna get back to us. We'll see if she dies or if she gets information.
Umbra makes her way, this time trying a different approach of trying to dig through the snow.
Okay.
Which takes a while. She does mention, I can't feel my fucking paws, but I'm sure you'd be fine with that, you goddamn maniac. I guess it's a good thing I'm at least not in a frozen river.
Never gonna live this down, am I?
Nearly killed yourself, which would have killed me. Yeah, you're not gonna.
Well,
And she continues digging through, and eventually, if you please give me a skill check for her.
yes. Here. Brutal.
She circles around and eventually makes her way where she's on the other side, and she's kind of giving you updates that she's made it to the other side seemingly unnoticed, and she thinks she's near the tent, and then she sticks her head up and she just gives this "oh fuck" to you, and a guard immediately grabs her. She's like, I'm grabbed. What do I do? What do I do?
I dismiss her. God damn it, that sucks. Okay.
She could have acted like a normal cat!
Oh.
Now they're
At
suspicious!
this point.
Also, does bamfing her out of there, like,
We're so screwed.
break invisibility?
No,
No.
right?
Okay.
As this guard that she is not able to give you details on, she just goes, oh fuck, and then gone. Now you hear, there's something weird going on. Get a mage. Get a mage now. And they are mobilizing.
We gotta go. We gotta go now.
We're going.
And you guys are turning around and getting out?
Yes. I'm also telling Garrett, get out of there. There's a chance we might have to break invisibility. Just don't be in front of people.
Yeah, we're already leaving there.
Cool.
Well, by some miracle, the miracle of invisibility, I suppose, you guys make your way back out. Not gonna make you roll for it. You're being careful enough, and of course being invisible means you don't need to, but where are you heading back to meet up?
The farm that we agreed on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The abandoned farmhouse.
Yeah.
Or barn house, or whatever it was. That is just northeast of the town. Well, not just, but a little ways northeast of the town. Far enough that it is beyond prying eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you're right. She could have acted like a normal... but, like, my thing is that she is a magical cat, so if somebody sees her, like, I feel like it's better to not have her there to confirm if they, like, brought a mage out or something, you know? But I guess maybe we could have made it look like she escaped somehow instead of disappearing. I don't know.
So, Mira, you, Rowan, and Strieg will make it to the rally point first. And a few moments later, probably 10 or so, Garrett and Frey, leaving you guys at a large barn house that has a large set of double doors and then a much smaller one. It still has lots of hay in it. It looks like maybe a nearby farmer used it a couple of years ago or something as overflow, but it looks like no one has been in here. Just the amount of just old cobwebs and just abandoned everything. No one's been in here for a while. So.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna... Once everybody's here, I'm gonna drop invisibility.
The rest of y'all here.
Right.
You all get there. Once you are all together, the invisibility finally falls, leaving you all finally to see each other's faces for the first time in hours.
Yeah, so you guys ran away from the campsite real quick there that you found. What happened?
I think I made a bad call. Well, I mean, we sent Umbra in to take a look under the tent because we could see there was some kind of magical effect. And which is fine, but then she got caught, and then I vanished her, which obviously made clear that she was a magical effect, which I think was dumb, but you know, I figured it would be better to not have her there for them to look into further than to just confirm that she, you know, was there, but not let them get any more information. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know what information they could have gotten from her if they had looked at her.
I think, yeah. While poofing her out of there, may not have been the best immediate decision at that time. You have no idea how things could have gone. So having her run away a little earlier and leaving isn't necessarily a bad thing. They might have figured out that, like, they might have tried to kill the cat like that kid did, and then she poofs away anyways, which would, the jig is up then anyways, right?
Yeah.
This way, at least she's not dead again.
Yeah. Robert, did I hear them say something's going on?
Yeah, that was like loud.
Okay. So then, I mean, that does confirm for us at least that there were mages there, which is probably what we were sensing, what Miro was sensing from inside the tents. Maybe some kind of, illusion magic or something, like some kind of illusion sensing magic or something. So it's not surprising then that we were sensing magic stuff there. Also, like, clearly they weren't keeping the Arcanist there, so because you guys, I'm pretty sure, found that. So I think it's okay that we just booked it. But it is just, I think, clear that, like, they know that someone's around, I guess.
Probably shouldn't use the cat for sneaky shit anymore either.
Maybe, maybe not, but they're definitely going to be on alert. They're probably going to alert the guards that we ran into up at the Tyrell estate, which I kind of wish we had done a little more digging around there when we first got here, because we might have circumvented a lot of this, because apparently that's where the Arcanist is hiding.
How do we know that's where the Arcanist is hiding?
Well,
there's some real heavy guard presence there that makes no sense unless that's where that is, or there's something big going on there.
I had assumed that it was because, well, in town you all had been asking about the Tyrells.
Well, okay, out of character, would you have told us that that what you overheard the guards talking about, that they got there last night from the camp or whatever?
Yeah, Frey could have mentioned that.
Hey guys,
Okay, then
need one more minute. Remember the previous glass thing? I hear my cat's messing with something. I do have to go check. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sure, no worries.
Alrighty. All the fun and loveliness of this notwithstanding, I again apologize for the delays.
It's okay.
No worries.
We're having a night here.
We have been discussing slightly.
Okay. All good. I always appreciate when people take the initiative when I'm pulled away. But yeah, so it is, of course, yours. It's sometime around noonish, if you can call it that. So.
Yeah. Did we get any sense of how long the? I guess two questions. One, since I know that the guards that I saw at the camp were Raychlorian, it sounds like the people that they ran into at Tyrell Manor were also from that camp. They were also Raychlorian, like, based on what I'm getting from Frey and Garrett?
The guards?
Yeah.
No, they did not seem to be Raychlorian.
Interesting. Also at the camp, they weren't?
There were presumably some that you didn't see. Like, you never got that close to the ones.
Okay, fair.
But, like, Raychlorians are fairly obvious to find because they are normally, like, they normally have black or, like, really, really dark hair, and almost all Raychlorians have blue eyes.
Okay. Interesting. I guess I'm trying to figure out if these people are reinforcements from
Like,
Artavista, or because like clearly,
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
vibe check from Garrett probably would have just been, they seem like guards, but obviously regular, like, you know, that's weird.
Yeah. Okay. Could we tell how long the camp had been there?
Seemingly a while. Like, it didn't look like it was just set up.
Like, not just set up yesterday.
No.
Okay.
No, that
Interesting.
camp's been set up for a while.
Oh, okay. That's weird. That's not what I was expecting, I don't think, right?
Well, then we need to find out what's going on in that camp.
Yeah. Well, we know for sure there's mages there this time. So, like, I don't think disguises or invisibility are probably the best idea.
If I can get close enough and if I can cast,
Yeah.
I could. Then surely in this weather they must have fires everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably the best bet. And I mean, do we feel like we need to do this today? Because if we wanted to wait until tomorrow, I could fly us in and be invisible, and then we could, you know, do this at our leisure, I guess. But I also feel like, you know, maybe we feel like it's more urgent.
I'm beginning to question them actually being at the manor estate. I'm wondering if they're closer to where because we didn't see evidence of major traffic. They're supposed to be receiving stuff regularly. I mean, unless they're doing it up the river, but the estate's not right on the river. So I'm wondering if maybe over by the camp is closer to where everything is.
Is how many times is the flame scrying just a once per day thing?
No, that one I can do until I run out of spell points.
Okay. Because I was gonna say maybe we could go invisible and fly like after we get near the camp, and then we could try doing it there and back at the Tyrell Manor. Like we could fly back there and then check that out too, and then we can figure out.
I don't think we saw any evidence of fire or anything at Tyrell Manor.
I mean, but like, I guess it's fair, but
Also,
There would
don't
have to
you
be
have to be
something.
near the fire, Frey, to do it?
I do. I have to be fairly close. I have to be within, let's see, 30 times 5.
150.
150 feet.
Yeah, I mean, we could be 150 feet directly above it.
That
If we
is
want.
correct, but wouldn't that break the invisibility?
Oh,
It would,
fuck,
yes.
yeah. Yes. Okay. I forget.
Hear
I
me
keep
out.
forgetting that. Yeah. Okay.
We drop a rock.
Oh yeah, if you scry on the rock and then we just kind of drop a rock in from up above everyone.
Just create like 4 scrying rocks or whatever, and we just sprinkle them as we fly across town or whatever.
Well, that's when we would definitely have to wait the night.
Yeah.
Just hope that none of these guards receive their training in Floidia.
I didn't get this pun.
They might try to attack the rocks that fell out of the tree.
Is this a reference to something? I don't get it.
Well, if that's our plan, Well, it will have to wait for tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Have that one in me at the moment.
yeah. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I mean, I can only do a little more magic today anyway, so. All right. Well, is there anything we want to do with the rest of the day then? If we want to wait till tomorrow for that.
Well, are we, do you think we're safe to hold up here for the night? I mean, how close is this barn to the camp, to town?
It's about... probably a 10-minute walk to the edge of town from this barn. And, you know, a lot longer to the guard camp and things. So...
Seems like we're okay, maybe.
As long as we don't light a fire.
Yeah.
Ugh, gonna be another cold night.
Yeah.
No more fishing.
No more fishing.
Yeah. No more
There's
fishing.
not even a river at this one, so I couldn't if I wanted to.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
I feel like I'm gonna summon Umbra, and we're just gonna like train, like not like I don't know, just
Give that fucking cat a sword. Tie some knives to its arms.
no, just I don't know, just like strategizing more than anything. Just like, okay, if we're in a situation where like I don't know, like just practicing timing and strategies and like how to get out of stuff and whatever.
I think you need
Like-
a code word with Umbra that means poof me out of there, or
I mean,
I've been found, I gotta run.
we could speak telepathically. The code word is poof me out of there. What is that old thing that's like elephants have a sound for there are bees here, let's leave immediately. Why don't humans have a sound for that? That's what we do.
All right. So the day is yours.
So it's now the next morning. All right, yeah, I say we make our way down there and all invisible like fly and drop some of those scrying stones, see what we can do.
Yeah, the next morning, right? I mean,
All right. So
is there
nothing
anything
else you're doing today.
I mean,
Just want a thumbs
maybe
up for
stand up.
everybody.
Yeah, I got nothing else off the top of my head.
Umbra and I are training.
All right. Mira, Strieg, anything else today?
Nope.
Keep watch.
Oh, Mira, keep watch.
Yeah, that's about it.
And Freya's going to huddle in his bedroll.
Alrighty. And that
Think about his
is
spell.
unfortunately
Really hard.
how the day goes. You all set up here in this mostly abandoned barn house that hasn't been used in years. In the dead of the coldest blizzards that have been seen in this part of the world in probably 4 or 5 years. And, relax and rest and freeze till morning. Once another morning does come to you, you set up the plan.
Cool. I will.
So, Frey is creating spy rocks.
Yes, he is. He is going to create 3 of them.
3 spying stones for Frey, and then the delivery system.
That'd be us flying over that shit.
Yeah.
Unless we
Do
want to send
wanna wait
Embright in
to-
again, but
I don't think that's a good idea, maybe. Do we wait to cast fly until we are close to one of them so that we can get the most use out of it?
yeah.
Cool. Do we want to be invisible starting now, though? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Because otherwise, if they see us marching around,
yeah. Oh, fuck. No, wait. No, I take that back.
we
I
can't. We
can't.
have to do it from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're retconning that. I keep forgetting about the fucking... If you cast a spell, it goes away. Yeah, so... We can either be... Jesus Christ.
Don't look at chat! You don't look at the chat while you're role-playing!
Yeah. We can either be
I derailed
flying
you
from-
fuckers good on that one.
We can either be flying and invisible from now, but then we might not have enough time to make it to the camp and to Tyrell Manor, or we can be visible and everything now and then,
Why don't we walk a distance first, and
yeah,
you can cast the spells when we're closer?
I think that's...
I mean, this is a lot closer than your last one. Like, if
Okay,
you
I
are
mean,
planning
do-
to fly, it would not be a long journey by any means.
Okay. Do we think that we could make it to both?
We could just split up.
We could.
Brett Jones!
Have someone drop the rock at the camp,
Swap
and someone else drop the rock at
Swap
the
groups.
manor.
Gang. Gotta go look for some treasure.
I mean,
Swap
I guess
groups.
this is a good, yeah. All right.
We don't need 5 people to escort one rock.
You're correct. That
Fair.
is a fair point. Okay, I think that's the smartest plan then. Do we want to hang on to the third one, or is there somewhere we want to put that one?
I suppose we can hang on to it for now. I mean, they'll last a few days.
Yeah.
But the question is, where exactly do we put them? And also, we have to make sure that if we drop them, they don't end up in a pile of snow.
Right, because
yeah.
then you can't see or hear anything.
Yeah.
Well, if you can put the one at the camp inside of one of the tents, that would be ideal. Or, as close to it as you can.
Perhaps one of the tents that you sense that magic from?
Yeah.
I am worried that them having been alerted by the disappearing cat is gonna have them a little bit more on guard at the camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if they can see through magic like that dude who saw you standing in his living room for an hour?
Yeah.
Forgot about that. I'm sorry, I forgot about that.
Well, don't get caught. I don't know. What do you want me to tell you? These are the
Alright.
abilities that I have, so.
It's a possibility, and if we're relying on invisibility, suppose we can only just say it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Possibility of invisibility.
Yeah. I mean, try not to, even while invisible and flying, try to stay out of
Sneaky.
sight if you can. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Well, I suppose the next question is, who wants this job? Prey will just hold out the rock in the middle of the group, just waiting for someone to take it.
You could do it.
All right, well, how about the other one? He'd hold out the other rock.
I'll take that one. Oh, actually, I do think Mira should go to Tyrell Manor because she could do the magic vision-y thing and see if there's an Arcanist there, maybe.
Sure.
So, yeah, if I can drop the rock off inside or whatever if we need, but I do think maybe Mira should come with. And
Yeah, I think we should keep the same groups, but flip flop where they go. So
Okay.
Streak, Mira, Rohan to the Tyrell estate, and Frey and I to the camp.
Okay, cool.
All right.
See if maybe we see something different from the others. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew that device. All right then. Frey will flip the rock into his pocket.
Great. I will take
Is that
the
a
other
wallet
one.
in your pocket?
Is that a Dr. Seuss reference?
Yes.
See, this is why you're a friend.
Anyway, so who's escorting Frey?
Yeah.
I am.
Garrett.
All right. Not gonna break up team good decisions and team bad decisions, huh?
That's why
Correct.
Mira is on team bad decisions to help mitigate. Unless we were team bad decisions.
Do you want the cat? Because in this situation, like, maybe the fact that they're on high alert could be useful for you. Like, that they're on high alert for the cat. Because as long as you carry her, like, she's invisible, so it's fine, but if you needed to, like, sick her somewhere...
Yeah, but
could.
I don't have a way to communicate with her unless I communicate to you to communicate to her.
Yeah. I mean, I can also, like, just tell her, like, you know, listen to Garrett while you're with him and just, you know, ask me if you have any questions.
Just trying to get this cat killed.
I mean, yeah, if she's willing to come with us, we'll take her.
I'll summon her and ask her. How about that?
Yes, let's ask permission.
Sure.
She
I
comes
summon
back
Umbra.
out and... All right, what's the plan?
So, the camp that you went to yesterday, these two are gonna head over there to drop off one of those spying rocks that you dropped in the bastion earlier. We might not need you, but I was thinking it might be smart if you go with them, and just in case they need to create a distraction or something, you can be the distraction and, you know, just haul people off, because they're going to be on high alert for you anyway. So does that sound okay with you? Trying
It
to be
sounds like I
collaborative
don't
here?
really have a choice.
Do you want to say no? You can say no if you want.
She kind of like cocks her head and scratches behind her ear, turns to Frey and Garrett. They look like they need someone competent with them. I'll go.
I
This
like
is
giggle.
time to point out I've always been more of a dog person.
Frey is just standing there, like rubbing his hands together, just trying to keep warm.
You know what,
All
Frey? I think you should carry Umbra. I think that'll help keep your hands warm.
He
Thanks.
gives a dubious look to the cat and then to Rohan, and is she going to scratch me?
No, that I will command her. No scratching, Umbra.
Of us. She can
Of
scratch
them.
other people, just not us.
Only if you need to. Don't
Define
scratch other people.
scratching.
What do you mean define scratching? You know what scratching is.
Clawing, biting, intentionally causing harm to us.
And,
How about no intentionally causing harm to any member of the party?
Yes. That's that one.
She just rolls her eyes and stretches, gets a big stretch. You see her back curve real deep, and she finally stands up and just, without saying anything, seems in agreement with her body language.
Listen
Frey
to Garrett and Frey
will-
while you're with them.
Yeah, Frey will kneel down and pet her on the head, a little scritch behind the ear.
she seems to appreciate it, and she kind of rubs up against you.
Frey will give her another pet, and then he will scoop her up into his arms.
Like Umbra bonding with all of the other like party members is like bringing your like girlfriend home to meet the family or something. It's very like.
And she likes them more than she likes you.
I know.
Yeah, that's my situation.
Yeah. Great.
So. There it is. She is with Frey.
Let us proceed.
Yes.
All right, you guys are taking one stone, and off they go. Leaving Rowan, Mira, and Strieg here outside of, in the cold, outside of this abandoned barn house.
And we're heading to Tyrell Manor.
All right, you've got two?
We have one.
You have one. You have one, they have two.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So. This time around, we will do... Who we do first? We'll do Tyrell Manor first. So, Rowan, you fly over towards the Tyrell Manor. You are all invisible as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, let me guess. Other order, but you know.
Yeah. Invisibility, or up, down, then invisibility.
Correct.
Yeah. All right.
I only ever call this the fly. I should just change the name at this point, but...
because it can make something go down if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is why I named it that, so I would not forget that when it's relevant, but...
So
yeah,
anyway.
I'll leave it.
You guys... fly off and make your way back to the manor, where you can see there are still a number of guards, as was reported yesterday. They are... did you leave real early, or was it later in the morning?
I don't know. I mean, pretty early, I think. Like, I don't know, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., not like...
Okay.
Probably not forced late, but...
You can see that there are a couple of them, like, as you are flying over the manor, arguing in the garden. And one of them kind of, like, just, like, pushes the other one, runs over, and just starts violently throwing up over the fence.
Okay.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, can I drop closer to the ground to, like, hear them? Like, just slightly above them?
Yeah, the man throwing up's just... It's not... Fucking Hadro. We can't be doing shit like this. It's not part of the deal. I didn't want any of this. It's fucked. I'm heading back to the camp and I'm getting the fuck out. And he... again. Wiping his mouth. And then the woman talking to him. Oh, just fucking nut up a little bit, why don't you? Dealt with worse shit. And she, like, slaps him on the back. There's so many things we could be worrying about. And you're sitting here belly aching over having to fucking deal with corpses and bodies and shite. It's not like we're really dealing with it anyway. Just there to do some cleaning. We'll get done with it and we'll finally be able to fucking retire. And the man just... Easy for you to fucking say. They don't have your fucking wife down there. Oh, yes, you and your fucking... Just let her go. It's not worth it at this point. Could have cut her loose already. And he just, like, through throwing up again, just, fuck you. And she wanders away.
Okay. Cool. Well, I relay this to Garrett. And then oh boy.
Actually, I would also like you to both give me a int notice.
Okay.
There's 3 of us.
Who? Oh, yeah, that's right. Garrett, Rowan,
No, Strig, Mira, and Rohan.
String Mirror, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird that you guys swapped. That's why I was fucked up.
Yeah.
You guys swapped locations, but not teams.
Correct.
Int notices from the others, please.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Oh, it's not close.
Strig.
Oh yeah.
As you are kind of like watching the glowing light of Rowan descending, not exactly sure what's going on, but he does descend slowly, and you can see something kind of like reflecting off of the morning light, and like right next to a large pile of snow, it seems like there's some sort of iron or brass or bronze trapdoor that is being covered mostly by snow, but you get just the tiniest glint of it.
Huh.
Was that around, like, the back of the mansion, or...?
Near the back, yeah. Not knowing exactly where anyone else was, you couldn't say, like, for sure comparison-wise, but you would have noticed it in a corner. What would have been the corner back near one half of the garden.
Okay. I will point it out to both Rohan and Mira when we get the chance and are a little higher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
no.
Yeah, I mean, I will like come back up after these guys like stop talking. I'll like head back into the air high enough that we can
converse
quietly speak, I guess. Yeah.
Do I see any like footprints going up to the door? Does it look like
yeah,
there's a
like
path?
it's you can see where they're like piling snow next to it, like back and forth from behind the house. They're bringing like shovels of snow near it, as if to be able to perhaps quickly cover it if needed.
Okay.
Mira, once it is pointed out to you where that would have been where your father's research office was.
Huh?
Where the trapdoor is where your father's research office would have been, right?
Yeah.
I will whisper that to the bros.
Thanks. Okay. Well, are there eyes on the door right now?
The trapdoor?
Yeah.
Yes, there are two people going back and forth with shovels. Not like constantly, but like near it. Yeah.
Okay.
If Mira uses her magic eyes, would she see anything?
Yeah, might be.
I could do that.
You focus for a moment on the area that Shriek pointed out, and there is something like it's that same vibe. You know when like you're driving and you smell like barbecue from a grill, And at first it like takes you and you're like, oh, it smells really fucking good. But then it just disappears, and then you smell it again when you're real close. You're like, holy shit, that's the greatest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. I knew you were gonna be the one to respond yes to that.
Jackson, yes.
It's very similar to that, where at first you just like see this tiny wisp of energy, but you focus for a moment, and while you can't see more of it, you get this feeling there is something big down there. Like, that is the tip of the iceberg.
Oh yeah, that's it, guys.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
fuck. How do we get in there?
yeah. Maybe we just hang out and see if they open the door themselves, and we can follow them in or toss a rock in behind them or something.
How long do we have fly for still?
Oh yeah, damn. I don't know. I mean, not indefinitely. Do I have any sense of how much longer we'll have fly for?
Not an incredibly long time.
Yeah.
No more than probably 10 more minutes.
Yeah. How many people are there? Like, how many guards are there here?
That you can count right now, you see 5 from overhead.
Okay. I mean, that's too many to fight. I mean, maybe we can create some kind. Well, I mean, like, but giving them any reason to think we've been here will set off a lot of alarms. I don't think we can really do that. So, I don't know.
We could
Guys
just
have any
put
ideas?
the rock, like, where Frey would be able to see the door, and then we might at least see people coming and going.
Yeah, but I mean, also, like, if it's outside, it's gonna get covered by snow pretty fast.
We could put it... Are there trees nearby?
Yeah.
We could, like, wedge it in, like, the fork of a branch or something.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, just, like, put it in the rubble. Presumably there's probably some rubble not too far away.
Yeah, I just don't know if we're like if it's going to give us enough useful information. I mean, I guess we might not have a better option, but like to know that it's right there behind that door and to not be able to get it in there is very frustrating.
So just to chime in over the earring here,
Yeah.
if you think you've found the Arcanist's location and it's a trapdoor at Tyrell Manor, do you think Frey, Umbra, and I should continue planting anything at this other campsite, or should we come join you guys?
I mean, that might be a good idea. Maybe Frey can. Well, it's a spell. God damn it. I don't like invisibility anymore. No, that's not good.
It's only completely broken half your interactions with the game so far.
It's just so frustrating to not be able to use a spell, but I mean, it's fair.
I mean, it'd still be good to know what's going on in that camp.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think you guys should go ahead. I feel like you might get here and then we might still not be able to do anything here, so you might as well see if you can.
10-4, we'll proceed with plan bug the camp.
Yeah.
Actually, I probably don't know 10 codes. Or what bugging means. Okay, Okay, but yeah, we'll proceed to replace the observation rock in the camp.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna brainstorm for a couple minutes on how to get this door open. Oh. Nobody's opening the door right now, right?
No, it
Like,
looks
they're not going in
like
now.
it doesn't look like anyone is interested in messing with it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I got nothing. We might not have a better option than just putting it somewhere nearby, I guess, unfortunately. Unless we want to, like, take a real big swing and somebody actually tries to cause a distraction. But, you know. High risk, high reward.
Well,
I don't know. Near a street, it's up to you guys. If you want to just put it somewhere nearby, or if you want to try to make some shit happen so we can get it inside.
I say we just try and get it nearby.
Yeah.
Okay.
The more we show our hand, the more we're gonna be in trouble, I think.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, we'll just put it wherever's best nearby. Ideally somewhere it's not going to get covered by snow immediately. Is there like rubble or something nearby that we can place it on?
oh yeah, easily.
Cool. Let's do that then.
Dropping off the stone invisibly at some nearby rubble. And is that going to be it for you then? Heading off?
Yeah.
Probably best to get as far away as we can before the fly runs out.
Yeah.
Alright. Meanwhile, Frey, Garrett, and Umbra, I suppose. As you have headed over to the camp, getting the breakdown of what seems to be going on at the Tyrell Manor, what is your plan?
Had Rohan like described what the so-called magic tents looked like?
Yeah. Yeah, I would have explained everything that I could think of.
Okay. So I think Frey would like find Garrett in the air next to him and pass over Umbra, perhaps using her as a distraction somewhere away from those tents, and I could see about slipping the stone inside.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I will take Umbra and I will fly down to, say, 15, 20 feet away from the camp on the opposite side of that tent that Frey wants to get into.
Okay.
And I will do my best to whisper to Umbra to try to, all right, Umbra, can you try to, I'm going to set you down here, but can you try to lead off, see if you can get any of the guards to follow you, make sure you poof away again, however you need to, before they can hurt you. And I'll give her a little scratch behind the ears.
She cocks her head at that, and to Rowan, you get This idiot thinks I have control of my ability to be here.
You can tell me I have control, and you have control over me.
Yeah, that's fair. And she hops down and starts on her journey.
Good luck, Kitty.
I will be, like, on edge, waiting to poof her away as soon as she says.
You said you were, what, like 20 feet away from the, like, on the far side of the camp?
Right, so if they see the cat, they're not looking at the mage tent, they're looking away at the cat.
Okay.
I would still recommend that Frey sneaks in through the back of the tent, if at all possible.
Okay. Sake of ease. No, I don't have a map right now ready for this. I actually never finished it, because I didn't think you guys were going to come over here. That's a map I didn't actually finish, but I'll give you a quick breakdown. So, like,
should have learned by now. We're gonna go to places that you didn't plan on, and ignore the places you
they're
did.
under. There is the tent that's set up, or like the lean-to type thing that's set up, and then over here are the two major tents. And this is the path that you guys would have went up to get to it. So, where would you be dropping off the cat? Garrett?
Right. So you said this was the path here?
Yeah, that was the path that they kind of are going around the mountain to get up to it. Around the hill.
And you said that the larger one was the magic tent?
These are the two tents that have the magic coming from them. This is the large tree, and then this was the kind of like slanted triangular canvas they were using as a makeshift cover.
Probably about here-ish is where I would have dropped off.
Okay, and then you guys are going to be, Frey's going to be on this side.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, alright. She gets dropped off and starts to move, to Garrett, or to Rowan, you get, should I be making myself known yet? Or...
I mean, you know, don't make it too obvious, but you're gonna want to do it before you have to get too close to them, because...
Yeah, that's fair. And she kind of, like, digs through a little bit and then pops her head up, and, Garrett, you are, I assume, getting the bird's eye view of this now.
Yes.
You watch as she gets to about... maybe 20 feet total away from the camp. 15, 20 feet. And everything goes silent for a second. There is the briefest moment as she almost like, as she's like hopping to start making attention, she hovers in the air for about what feels like a lifetime, but in reality is probably a quarter of a second, before there's a and she explodes into nothingness.
Is she dead?
Wait, what?
So I just watched this cat explode. Rohan, did you poof her out of there?
I did not.
Did she die again?
Well...
She was there, and she was just kind of hopping around, and then just boom, gone.
Huh. Well, I mean, I can't talk to her right now, so I guess she's gone for the day. That's fine, I guess. Although
she can't be like trapped in limbo somewhere, right? Like another magician can be like, "Hey, this magic cat is like being trapped here in this pocket space."
I mean, I don't think so, but also it sounds like she exploded, right? So,
well,
it was just a poof.
Garrett,
just,
like as
poof.
the kind of like snow and dust of the snow fades away, you can't see. It looks like the explosion came from below her.
it looks like she stepped on an explosive or something that was underneath the snow, or a trap glyph. So yeah.
And can he tell if it's magical or like gunpowder?
Based on the fact that she hovered in the air for us for a brief period of time before it happened, probably not from some sort of spark powder.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, well, I mean, can I tell, like, if she's just, like, gone for the day?
Oh,
or
she's
if
gone.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, is she gone, like she's just gone, like she got killed before? Or, like,
You can find out
is there some
tomorrow.
kind of... Okay, well, great. Well, I mean, hopefully she's fine, but, I would focus more on you guys right now. Make sure Frey knows that there's some kind of magic happening.
Frey, as you hear that explosion, brief and quick as it is, you then hear, right, it was back. We need to get a report for Vale, now. And then you hear a couple of people moving around inside the tents. Secure the perimeter, everyone.
Okay, so Freya's behind the tent right now. Who's kind of like, hovering just a little above the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Does this look like one of those tents that you can kind of like,
Slip under?
Yeah.
It's very well nailed down. You can try. It's gonna be close.
Okay.
I think if anyone in this party has a chance of doing it, it would be Frey.
Okay. So Frey Frey's going to get
You're
down.
cutting out. What's that?
Sorry. Is that better?
Yeah.
All right. So Frey is going to get down on the ground, and he is going to try and lift up a little bit of tent, just enough to peer underneath to see what he can see inside.
Inside, you see there is... Immediately, you feel warmth. Like, there's no fire, but it is so warm in there. Like, it's like you just opened a door to a tavern with a raging fire going. You can see in the middle of the tent, first of all, there's probably 6 or 8 beds. They are more like cots than proper beds, but, I mean, they have... nice comforters and pillows and things, so these people have been set up here. But as you kind of push on, looking, there is something in the middle of the tent right next to it. Has a single large, I don't want to say stick, not 2x4, something, a single large stick propping it up, whatever. In the middle, and right next to the stick, hovering in a circle around it, is a small orange diamond-shaped gem.
Okay.
It is vaguely, darkly glowing, and right now everyone is running out, and you can hear people yelling, "Perimeter, now, everywhere, encircle the entire camp. Whatever's here, it didn't come alone."
All right. So I think, and since he seems to have a pretty clear view of the inside of the tent from here, and the ground on the tent, is it just bare ground? Have they covered it with rugs or anything like that?
It's bare ground around the outsides, but there are some rugs as well.
Okay. So I think what Freya's going to do is he is just going to take out the seeing stone and he's just going to push it under the tent.
Just leave it right there at the edge?
Yep, leave it right there at the edge. So he has that floor level view and he can hear what's going on inside.
All right. Yeah, you might not get the best perspective on everything. Some of it's probably going to be blocked by beds, but No risk. And getting out?
Yeah. Also, because also with he'll have the beds blocking stuff, but he'll also be able to see like upwards as well with the
Yes.
stone
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he'll be able to see a little more than he can now.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, that's what he's gonna do. He's not gonna try and squirm all the way in there.
All right. And as you do, you bamf the hell out, and just as fast as you can, getting upwards and away, and you can see them encircling outside the entire camp. It seems like they know there's something magical going on, and they are being very careful.
Okay. I assume that he and Garrett would have decided on a place nearby to meet back up once they were both done with their thing. So he's
Yeah.
gonna go there, to maybe a nearby tree or something.
Yeah, we probably would have picked a tree like further up the path. From there, maybe like just around the corner from where you can't directly see the camp.
All right, not a problem. And you guys meet back up there.
Yep. Were you able to get the stone placed?
Yes, it's inside the tent. Not the greatest view, but it's inside. Hopefully nobody will spot it right away, and I'll be able to hear everything that goes on in there.
We lost Umbra.
What happened? I mean, I heard something.
It looks like there was, you know how you can leave those fire glyphs on like the ground and the walls and stuff?
Yes.
It looks like she stepped on something similar to that.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
As you guys regroup, we need to take one more quick break. Unfortunately, the dog has to go out. I'll make her go quick. Alrighty, so Garrett, you and Frey meet back up at the rendezvous. Rowan, Strieg, Mira, what was your plan after your conversation and overhearing?
Meet up?
Alright.
Yeah. I guess Garrett will let us know where they are by earring and we'll head towards them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
We'll probably be heading towards Tyrell as well. Maybe meet up back at that barn again. I think would probably be just because we all know where it is.
Yeah, that works.
Alright. You all meet back up at the barn house, where everything is as you left it, depressing and cold.
Great.
All right, so we were able to get our rock planted. I am sorry about Umber getting blown up.
I think she'll be fine. I mean, we'll have to check tomorrow, but I'm sure she's fine.
But I did get the rock inside one of the tents you pointed out.
Great.
So.
I mean, yeah, I mean, we got a rock near the trapdoor that we found. And I do feel, I guess like Garrett would know because he was listening to my thoughts, but I would fill Frey in on what we found there as well. The trapdoor, and it's seeming like it's that's definitely where the Arcanist is and stuff. But yeah, we couldn't get the rock inside the trapdoor, unfortunately, but we placed it at least close, so hopefully we can see their comings and goings and stuff. Better than nothing.
He gives a small nod, although I assume, are we all still invisible?
I figured we
I-
probably would have dropped it once we made sure everyone was there.
Yeah, I think I would make sure that everyone's cool with it, and then I would drop it.
Okay, okay. So yeah, so Frey would give a small nod. Well, I suppose I can keep switching between the two in case anything happens. So depending on how deep it is underground, if I could get back into the area, maybe I could. I'll see a little deeper.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that might be good. I can definitely, get us back over there. I can fly us over there if we want, but if we're invisible, then you won't be able to cast spells, is the problem, so. Or at least without breaking the invisibility, so.
Well, I suppose we can't rely on it forever.
Unfortunately, yeah.
But I'll see what there is right now.
Yeah.
And Frey will go sit himself down, and he will check. I guess first on the underground door, the basement door, whatever it is.
All right. Watching over it from the nearby rubble, of which your innocuous stone is just sitting there, unnoticed. There are a couple of people who they have stopped shoveling snow. They're slowly shoveling snow, but for the most part, they're just waiting. They're, you can see them doing guard rounds. One of them goes, does a circle. All good. Next one. All good. And just one after another.
Okay. Yeah, Frey will pull himself back out of that and just give a shake of his head. They're just doing rounds, really. Just keeping an eye on it. I haven't seen anybody go in or out yet.
Okay. Guess that's good to know at least. Yeah. I mean, it sounds like they were burying bodies down there, so I guess maybe there'll be a sign when they're going to do that again next.
Right, we'll have to keep an eye out. But he will go and check on the Ray Cloud camp.
At the tent. Out of curiosity, they were both the same size. There was no immediate discerning differences. Did you pick the north or south tent?
The south tent.
Okay. There is nothing immediately, like, the first couple moments you could hear arguing outside still. Then eventually you see someone come in and one of the Duke Hall guards, it looks like, and he takes off his helmet. He takes off, like, you could see he had a hood and a head wrap under it. He takes those off, like, wipes his brow. You can see he was, like, sweaty and stressed out, and he goes and sits down, and a moment later you see someone else come in. You don't recognize them. They are not a Duke Hall guard, or if they are not, immediately, obviously, when they're not wearing any kind of Duke Hall uniform for, that would signify them as Vicanian in any way. But as you continue to just kind of watch for a moment, the new gentleman sits next to the other one and undoes his head wraps and takes off his hat. And this is far too fucking much. And again, you can't like make out their face. They're kind of on the other side of the room, but they're both just sitting there. And I thought this was just supposed to be easy. There was nothing to worry about. That it was all going to be good. That we would work Let's go. Let's just fucking leave. There's no reason to keep doing this. They're not going to fucking chase us if we leave. They won't find us anyway. And the other one just... it's not really what you want. To just fucking throw it all away when we're so close. Who knows? The fucking Veil will show up one day and we'll finally get our coin and we'll be gone. And we can retire for real. Fuck retiring. You saw what happened out there. They're fucking going crazy over a goddamn magical cat. There's nothing else that could be done at this point. He puts a hand on the other man's shoulder. Let's just fucking go. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Fuck Coerval. Fuck Invisibility. Fuck it all. Let's just go make a fucking farm in the middle of nowhere and no one will fucking care. And the other guy just sits back and puts an arm around him. We'll get through this. This is just a hiccup. We'll get through this.
What had the guard said about something about the veil and then they'd get paid?
Yeah. Veil.
Veil? Like
yeah. V-A... It could be V-A... there's a phonetic pronunciation of what they... Phonetic writing of what they were saying.
Okay, but... Okay.
How you want to spell it is up to your interpretation.
Okay. And then kind of, looking around what you can see of the tent itself. You said originally that there was some kind of big glowing crystal in it?
Small, but yeah.
Okay. What does it look like?
It is small. It is a diamond. It's a elongated diamond about maybe 3-4 inches tall and about 1.5 inches wide. So, it looks like two very elongated pyramids on top of each other, a 3-dimensional diamond.
Okay.
And it is just slowly, maybe once every 6 or 7 seconds, finishing a rotation around the central support beam of the tent. And it's glowing like a faint orange.
So if it looks like that their conversation is done for now, Frey will pull back out and look over at the others. Does veil mean anything to anybody? They spoke about it as if it was something that the people here were looking for or waiting for.
Veil in what sense?
I don't know.
Does it?
Like as if it's an inanimate object, or if it's in a code name for a person?
I don't know. They just said that what was exactly what exactly was it that they said?
Something along the lines of waiting for Veil and then the payment will come.
Okay. Yeah. They were talking about waiting for it and then they would get their payment.
Sounds like maybe it's a code name for a person or someone's last name.
Maybe.
I don't believe that triggers anything in my memory.
Not as far as I know.
For any of us?
No, I don't think any of you know the name Veil in any relevant context. If you do, feel free to enlighten me.
Oh yeah, it's my best friend Vale.
And Rohan, what about well, it might be nothing at all, but there was a small glowing crystal that seemed to be a part of the tent, or floating around the support of the tent. Did that mean anything to you?
Does it?
Give me an int magic.
One of these days, I'm gonna roll well on this, please. Come on.
Well, it's not today.
I have a +2 on this. This is like my whole deal. This and Intuit. This is the only things I'm good at.
Sho went to college.
I hate you.
Hey, that's his whole deal. He's trying to go to college.
Could've.
You can't hold that against a man.
He chose not to.
Well, Frey just sees the blank look on Rohan's face. Well, I suppose not then.
Nope. Sorry.
Well,
Unfortunately.
well, if it's of any note, the two people that I heard speaking to each other, well, they spoke of getting away from Artivista. Not Rayclow. I still don't know what Rayclow has to do with any of this.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, we could, but now, I mean, we could still try and venture down towards the, back to the manor.
I mean, there's... Oh, yeah. Well, how do we want to go?
I think at this point, our best bet is to go to the manor tomorrow. I think it's best to go when everyone's nice and rested. I guess you found them pulling up bodies, but there's still people who are alive down there, so it doesn't look like they're in the middle of trying to run out on it. It just seems maybe that's the most recent list of failures to their experiments.
The experiments, or are they sacrifices? That's what McBrennan said, that there was blood sacrifices.
Well, it sounds like the guard was saying that his wife is still down there, and he seemed to, I don't know, be hoping that he'd be able to save her in some capacity. So I don't know. I mean, it might be some kind of sacrificing, but if so, there are still either people alive down there, or the people who are being sacrificed are not just being killed, maybe
Right.
they're being turned into monsters or something, and this guard is hoping that he can turn her back or something.
Well, whatever the case, the longer we wait.
The longer we wait, the harder it's going to be. So we definitely need to go tomorrow at the latest, but I want to make sure everyone is fully rested, and able to, I know Rohan used some of his magic abilities earlier to get us there and back quickly and quietly. So I don't know how tired out he is, but we're probably gonna need his magic tomorrow too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on if we're trying to fight or something, because
I don't want to fight. I mean, when we were there, we saw 7 guards and they look like they were full Dougal guards. So I mean, they have combat training. They have better equipment. I mean, armor and weapons. I don't want to fight them if we don't have to. Not that many.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, we will avoid that. Hopefully.
Then we'd have to find a way to sneak inside.
Yep.
We could go in disguise maybe, but we can't disguise ourselves as people who are already there, so
Doesn't seem like there's a lot of people going in and out either.
Yeah. Maybe. Do you think there's a world where we go tonight and because I think I can handle making us invisible one more time if needed. Do you think there's a world where we go tonight and just stake out the place for a few hours and just see if we can
with the plan of how to get in? Yeah, we could do that.
Maybe get a sense of their guard schedule and stuff, and when they're switching people out.
Yeah, I think we could certainly.
Cool.
I don't want to be invisible for that.
No? Okay.
Because I want to try and look inside.
Okay, that makes sense.
Well, if we go after dark.
Yeah.
They'll probably have lamps.
I mean, we can hide out a little far away, maybe, and I can always make us invisible after after Frey's gotten a chance to look inside, maybe. Cool. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Let's do that.
Alright. So you are reconnaissance tonight, then?
Yes.
Alright. So you have a few hours to hammer out your plan before making your way for sundown to find out what is going on at the Tyrell Manor, the much more heavily fortified Tyrell Manor. And as the questions continue to arise and the gravity of the situation, the strangeness of everything going on continues to enhance and intensify, the sense of urgency constantly pulsating in the back of your head, but knowing you only have one chance to really make this work before everything goes ass up. Knowing that any mistake could end absolutely everything. Blood sacrifices, hostages, whatever's going on here. The answers seem to all be drawing you to Tyrell Manor. And as you prepare to set out for one last day, one last fact-finding mission, ready to build your plan of attack, we will be ending tonight's session. Sorry again about the delays. It felt like a perfect storm between the dog losing her mind, the broken glass, and it being like 25 minutes late. We lost like an hour, and I feel bad. I'm sorry about that.
I didn't think it was that much.
We did. Final recording time, 3 hours, 33 minutes. We lost an hour off of this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It happens.
It's mostly my fault. Sometimes the dog doesn't want to go out, sometimes she does, and unfortunately, being the little menace she is, she makes that decision.
You know what? Yeah, it
no
happens.
worries. Yeah.
That's life.
So do you stop the recording whenever we go on break?
Yes. I always pause the record. That's when, like, when you read it back, that's when it cuts to the thing. Sometimes I forget to stop it, but it's not pulling any audio when I switch to the break thing.
Okay,
So the whole discussion that we had.
Yeah, that in-character conversation we had.
Oh, yeah, the in character. Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry.
No,
You should have let me know.
okay.
We'll let it keep going.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, I always switch it over. I've got a separate scene that doesn't pull any recording, and then I pause the recording and go from there.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know, and I feel bad. That was like a 4-minute conversation or something while the dog was peeing that I didn't get to hear, and now I don't get to. Oh,
We'll never know what they
discussed.
talked about.
You know,
we
I
talked
got
about all
Robert,
our plans.
yeah.
Robert's the fucking worst.
Oh.
We plotted against you the whole time.
Wow.
We-
Yeah.
We figured out how we were gonna beat all your big bads.
You guys don't even know what the big bad is.
We figured it out in
do
that
we?
4 minutes.
That's what we're going to
We
use
did.
the genie on. We're going to use the genie on the big bad.
Honestly, I'm surprised you guys haven't just been like, let's just use the genie to fix this and see what happens.
Because I'm scared that we will get burnt to a crispy crisp.
Yeah, there's that whole see what happens part.
Are we gonna go out in the wilderness
I'm
and just
with
let
what
it go or
happens, but
something?
It feels like we should save it for something essential.
Yeah.
And we haven't met a problem we couldn't solve yet, so.
You couldn't catch a fish!
I did catch a fish!
I wish we caught a fish.
Honestly, the goated use of the genie right there. You could use the genie to make Umbra like you.
Umbra does like me now.
You can't, you know what? You can't melt everything if you do it in the water. Oh wait, the genie's fire still burns in water.
I'm so excited. Yeah, Umbra is dead and gotta be coming back tomorrow, so.
Okay, great.
I'm so excited to describe the new and horrific ways that poor cat has been maimed.
Oh god.
Oh god, I
Seems
forgot
pretty
that's the thing.
instantaneous.
Oh fuck.
I have a list. Umbra has a special page on my wiki just to list all of her injuries and how she got them.
Oh
Fuck.
no.
I forgot that those don't heal. Crap. Okay.
Oh.
Oh my god, that poor cat.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go to bed now.
Yeah.
And it was fun, and I'm looking forward to next time.
You guys are doing a great job spinning your wheels and not going to the Tyrell Manor. It's very fun.
Yeah. But yeah, it is bedtime.
I about shit my pants when you guys immediately just darted there. You're like, we're in Coerval. Let's avoid the town and go straight to the manor. I'm like, ugh. But you didn't really examine it. You're like, is there foot traffic? I'm like, yeah, there's some. But you're like, okay, well, let's go into the town now. I'm like, oh, okay.
You know, if I had been there for that session, I would have wanted to explore the manor, because that was literally on my list of things I wanted to.
Yep.
Yeah, but would you have explored piles of snow in the outskirts of the destroyed manor?
Okay, probably not. We probably still would not have found your secret basement door.
Which, by the way, it is on the Tyrell Manor map as well. And if someone would have noticed it when I had that map open, I would have given it to you right then and there. I will, for anyone still in Foundry, I'll go ahead and pull it up, and you can see it on the map. It is, can you see the map?
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see
Yeah,
the map,
it is
but-
right there. You can actually see it. Oh.
I don't see anything.
And I don't see
No.
anything.
Right.
Oh, I
Oh,
see it
I
now.
do see
Yeah.
it.
You gotta wait for the ping to go away, and then you can
Yeah.
see
Well,
the
I mean,
outline
that's-
a little bit.
Okay.
It's
There's
hidden,
no way
I would
but
have
it's
seen that.
there.
There's a shadow there
I would
for me.
never have seen that.
Yeah,
See-
my Foundry is stuck and won't let me pan over, so I can't zoom in on it.
Oh.
I thought that this roofing tile here was stairs. Like there was gonna be stairs down.
No. No such like, yeah, you can, there's a screenshot as
Oh.
well.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, you can
that's
just
really
barely
subtle.
see it. I had so much fun making this map.
I
Oh.
really would have assumed that was just a glitch of the map or something.
Yeah.
Oh. I was dying when you guys called me out for the Was there a basement there? Not as far as you remember. You're like, as far as you know. If there's one thing GMing games for, God, almost two decades that was taught me, never speak in absolutes. Ever. When you don't see anything.
Okay, I'm going to bed
Next
for
week,
real
gang.
now. Good
Next
night.
week.
Good night.
Next
friends.
week.
Right.